They assemble at night, each one having prepared as diligently as possible for the time given to them before the witching hour, the hour of reckoning, the time when they begin outdoor cartoon television. Stray Casts is on the air.
Good evening, glory. Hallelujah to you. What the heck's your story and what's going through you? This, folks, is the glorified version of a Bass and Talk show. Give it up for yourself, Bass Galaxy. It's a Wednesday night. Yeah. Come on. And tonight, folks, I'm your host, Pat Renwick, by the way. Hi. And tonight, folks, we got a heck of a soiree worked up for you. First off, live from the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame, assorted characters coming in from the 2024 class. Bass Fishing Hall of Fame, Springfield, Missouri. That's right. BassFishingHOF.com. Live auctions are happening as we speak. And then after that, it's Ben's World. The return of Ben Milliken to Stray Casts. Yes, our buddy Ben Milliken, the often opinionated Ben Milliken coming aboard. Ladies and gentlemen, my co-host, may I bid fair adieu? Is that a thing?
Fair. That's fair.
Yes, to the one and only Ryan Popcorn Whitaker, co-hosting the hell out of this deal.
Yeah.
That is right.
Excitement.
You are a cohort and a co-host.
Excitement, anticipation, and one of those other words.
Yeah, they
That's
go
what I'm
with it.
feeling.
Other adjectives
Yes.
that describe your feelings
Yes, sir.
for this evening's broadcast.
Bass fishing.
Dude, I'm excited. First off,
man.
2024 class. Zone is getting inducted.
Yeah,
Isn't that insane?
it's not insane.
Remember him from HF over there? Yeah, kid's getting inducted to the Hall of Fame. Pretty cool. And then Ben Milliken, YouTube sensation, Bassmaster Elite Series sophomore. Now
Yes.
coming aboard the show, Ryan
Yes.
Whitaker.
Excited.
Excited AF.
Yeah.
You know who's always excited?
I know a couple people, but I think
Me.
you're talking about
No,
you.
no, I'm always
Yeah.
excited. And you
Yeah.
know who else is always excited?
Probably Andy.
Yeah, Andy's excited too. We'll get to his excitement in a moment.
Okay.
I'm rocking and reeling.
Who else
right
is
now.
excited?
Rocking Show Fantasy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
JR?
that kid's always excited. And
He's an oil man.
Yeah, he is running the Stray Cast chat board on the Facebook page. Give it
Yep.
up for JR Ewing, Rockin' Shoal Fantasy, running this deal right here.
Good job.
Now I got to
Good
remind you, every Stray Cast episode, we do the like and share deal. And if you like and share this live Facebook feed, you have a chance to win something real cool. First off, tonight again in the grab bag, a box of Tin Cup whiskey to the door. Compliments of Luke Foley, the
Jeez.
Whiskey Gypsy. Yeah,
That's a party in a box.
yeah, it's a party in a box. It's swag. Tin Cup whiskey, swag to the door. I'm reminded. Yes, Tin Cup whiskey, swag to the door. Also, get this: like and share the live Facebook feed for your chance at a prize from Ben Milliken himself. He's going to snatch something from the garage. Like and share the live Facebook feed.
That could be good.
That could be a cool one too. And then, no more and then. And then from the 2024 Bass Fishing Hall of Fame class, we're giving you something too. Like and share the live Facebook feed. 1, 2, 3 chances to win. Oh, hold on a second.
Is that a jacket?
Stop clapping.
Okay.
No, I want to.
Where'd you get that
the
jacket?
Hey, we
network.
got a guest, bud.
Oh,
Okay.
we got a guest already?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Holy cow. This just in
Who we got?
from the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame. Who could it be?
Who can it be now?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the one and only Mr. Kevin VanDam and Davey Height.
What's up?
Holy
Boys,
cow.
what's up?
What's up, guys?
What are you doing here, guys?
So I'll tell you what we're doing right now. So Zona got inducted this year. He's getting inducted tomorrow night, and we're at dinner with him and his family.
Okay.
Mercer's here. All our wives are here. There might be some cocktails involved and a big steak about to come here in just a minute. But it's going to be awesome, man. This is going to be a really fun year.
That sounds amazing, dude. The 2024 class is stacked, Mr. VanDam. Stacked.
I would agree. You know, I'm pretty excited because Mike McInnes is the guy that I actually, you know, I nominated, and is like the quietest guy that's done everything for the sport of bass fishing from a live. He's the guy that invented live bass fishing. So
he's like the Wizard of Oz, Kevin. He's the man behind the curtain.
No, exactly. If you enjoy Bassmaster Live, it's 1,000% because of Mike McInnes. So, and obviously everybody knows Zona. Everybody knows Davy too. So Skeet Reese is getting inducted. Alfred Williams, I met him in the lobby today too.
Nice.
So it's all going down. So that is tomorrow night. So we're just getting ramped up tonight to have us. So we call it a TIME. Okay.
Davy's not scared of a good TIME, is he?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And this is so incredible. You know, I met Zona 24 years ago or 25 years ago, Kevin, about the same time. I mean, it's incredible to see full circle him being inducted into the Hall of Fame, and Mike McInnes, just like Kevin said. I mean, he's done so much.
You work with him every day, so I mean,
it's awesome.
Hey, Kevin, I got to ask you a big favor, Kevin, okay? Before we talk about something else, before I forget. Tomorrow night at the event, I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there. Can Davy and Skeet Reese have a dance-off? Can you arrange that, Kevin, during the auction?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, during the auction.
I feel like
I'm not in it.
I feel like that's for the tailgate.
Yeah, no, but we want everybody to see this on the live.
Yeah,
Skeet Reese, they're going to have a dance-off.
We do have a little tailgate little deal tonight with the Hall of Fame board. So the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame, we're all volunteers. I'm on the board. You know, Davy's an inductee. Everybody chips in and does a lot. So we have a good time tonight. But tomorrow, the biggest thing is we've got the induction. We've got a brand new unveiling in the Hall of Fame. So if you've never been to the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame, you've got to go to the Wonders of Wildlife and Museum, which is where it's at. It's in that museum, and check it out. If you've been there before, you're going to be blown away by the changes. And then obviously we got a huge auction as well. So all you got to do, everybody needs to go to the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame website and check out the auction items. There's like a ton of pro anglers. There's lots of jerseys. There's a lot of really cool stuff that's on there.
Bass Fishing.
It's all live. It's live right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
BassFishingHOF.com. Kevin, and there's all kinds of auction items, as you said. And our guest tonight, Ben Milliken, I think he's given away a trip, and his was a smash last year.
Oh, yeah. So Ben is I met Ben for the first time in person at the Bassmaster Classic earlier this year, and we were hanging out kind of. It was actually on the Angler of the Year night. And
nice.
I got to talking with him, and he appreciates the history of the sport so much. And everything that's going on, he's a huge supporter. He stepped up last year and gave away a trip, and he's doing the same thing. I know you got him on the show tonight. He's wildly popular, straight up hog snatcher, right? I mean,
absolutely he is. And Kevin, let's reiterate here, Kevin and Davey, the cool stuff, for lack of a better way to put it, that you can get in this auction. Trips with superstars of the sport. Also, amazing items, vacation destinations. I hear you can even go to Leonardo DiCaprio's island, for crying out loud.
Yeah, I'm not going there right now.
Okay.
No, so
stay away from there for a while.
Yeah.
The only thing better than being here in person is actually going onto the auction site and checking all the cool stuff that's there. I mean, everything. I mean, we've got like a lot of glide baits and cool fishing stuff, but really unique items as well. A lot of different art, and there is a couple of really special items that are only going to be there for the live auction. So that's why you want to be there in person.
Heck
but
yeah.
if you can't, there's a lot of other cool stuff as well in the auction.
So real quick, the live auction, Kevin and I, for the last few years, we're going to do this
I'm not an auctioneer, but we do it.
So we're not.
Well, you're good at it. I remember Aaron's. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, we try to promote it because honestly, and I'll jump out there and just throw a bid out. I mean, David Fritz doing a custom cranking package of a
Really?
he
Oh,
helped win the classic, in 1993 or whatever.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it really is like one of a kind, and the money goes straight to the Bass Fishing
Yeah.
Hall of Fame.
So
It's
we're-
absolutely incredible.
Yeah, we're a volunteer organization. Everybody on the board, and there's people all across the industry, from media people to anglers to everybody in between. That's all part of this. We all have the passion for the sport and the history of the sport. I mean, to me, one of the biggest reasons. One of the things that hit me a couple of years ago is as I had seen a couple of young anglers coming up on tour that didn't know who Ray Scott was.
yeah, I saw it too on this show.
That hit,
I saw it here on the Straight Cast Show, Kim.
Yeah.
that hit me. So
Yeah.
that is why what the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame and the work they're doing. This group is we're not making. I mean, believe me. We're not doing it because of any other reason other than we love the sport, love the history of the sport, and want to make sure that we preserve that, for the future. And that's why it is. It's really, really special. We're going to have
Proper
a
bassing
group there this year. If you're anywhere near Springfield, Missouri, get yourself in the car and get down here for tomorrow night for the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame induction. I'm sure I don't know if there's many seats available, but there's probably a few.
Kevin and Davey are buying you a drink.
Hey, I'll buy you a drink, Pat.
Okay, cool. Well, the whole Bass Galaxy, you got to buy everybody a
You're
drink.
showing up, man. You're showing up.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'm showing up and showing out, KVD.
Okay.
And I'm even going to dance with Davey and Skeet.
Oh,
I
let's do
promise
it.
you,
Let's do it.
I won't dance, but I'll be there to watch it all happen. So it's going to be really, really awesome.
Pat, it's been a while since it went down. Skeet and I dancing and doing a little dance off. So tomorrow night you can be the instigator.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm going to make sure it happens. I'll be there. We're even going to maybe we'll get live auction wages on this deal.
Yeah. No, I'm in.
Yeah, I hear you. We're going to get that money flowing tomorrow, gentlemen. That's how it goes.
Well, it's all, it's a great cause. If you have never experienced the bass fishing, if you haven't seen it, it's really it's pretty special. It really is. So it's a night to remember.
Check it out tomorrow night. Bass Fishing Hall of Fame, Springfield, Missouri. And of course, go to bassfishinghof.com right now for auction items. And Davey Height and Kevin VanDam, we love you guys. Thank you for being who you are.
Greatest night in professional bass fishing happens tomorrow night. It truly is.
And hey, I ordered my steak, medium rare. Got to go, guys.
You better get it.
Got to eat some steak.
You better get it. Thanks again, Bass Galaxy.
Thank you, guys.
Give it
So
up.
Zona and Mercer are up there waiting on us right now. They wouldn't come down right now, so you all need to call them out just a little bit like that. I mean, I do Mercer's podcast all the time, and he wouldn't come down and do this right now.
Wow, and even Zona and I are both from the same town, and he wouldn't even come down.
Now, so I'll give him a hall pass. He has all his family there. This has hit him more than anything ever. I know him really well.
And he ordered his steak rare, so
Yeah.
much time with me.
So this means the world to him. The Bass Fishing Hall of Fame. It's a really special event. It's a really special night. So, and you can, it will be streamed live on the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame YouTube channel tomorrow night. So anybody that wants to watch that can't make it can watch it live tomorrow night. There will be fireworks.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. And again, congratulations to the whole class of 2004, especially our beloved Mark Zona. And thank you again to you, KVD and Davey Height, and everybody at the HOF. Peace, boys.
Have fun, guys.
Enjoy the steak.
Yep.
There it is. Dance off tomorrow night. Bass Fishing Hall of Fame.
You think we could set up some wagering on betdsi.com on this dance off?
Dude, you're exactly right. You are exactly
You think that's possible?
Right. Andy, you got a beat for me back there?
1 second.
Miss Jackson. It's Miss Jackson.
I don't know how we handicap that.
Dude, there it is. Ryan, you are
Hopefully they don't
exactly
end up handicapped.
right. BetDSI.com, betdsi.eu. No
Yes, sir.
matter how you look at it, they take bets on anything. Anything in the Bass Galaxy.
Skeet
Bass
Reese
fishing.
and Davey Height
Skeet
dance off.
Reese versus Davey Height dance off, I think, would be a big smash on Bet DSI.
Yep.
Got
As much as the Bears are lackluster this year so far.
Yeah.
Caleb's probably going to throw for a lot of yards next week.
Yeah,
Throw some dough down.
Throw it down.
300 plus.
And what do they give you, Ryan? They give you how much cash for every dollar you put in?
It's God, what's the percentage?
It's like
100%. It's like 100%.
120.
120%.
120%.
Yeah.
Sorry.
120%. Up to $1,000.
Up to $1,000. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
On your first deposit.
120% up to $1,000. Bet on anything. Put in promo BASS. And that's how you get the
120%.
120%.
Yep.
120% is better than 100%.
It's better than 1%.
Anywhere in the continental Bass Galaxy. You bet on bass fishing, bet on football, bet on foosball, bet on the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame.
Bet on TV
Damn
shows.
Yeah,
bet on
reality
TV,
shows.
Bet on the Oscars.
Local tournaments.
If you want to watch that.
Anything. Ryan, we got all the vices.
Yeah.
Hey, betdsi.com. Code BASS, your place to bet on anything in the Bass Galaxy. Thanks, Lobo Sound.
Bet responsibly.
Yeah, and bet responsibly. If you have a gambling problem, call Ryan. We'll talk you through it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
He'll give you the number for betdsi.com.
Yeah.
Anyway, on with the show. Ryan, I'm impulsive tonight.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm extremely
like
impulsive.
a battery.
Just like my batteries. Just like I'm as impulsive as a 36-volt battery right now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't know how else to put it.
You got a lot of amp hours.
I ain't skipping a beat, bud.
Yep.
And neither does Impulse Lithium with their tournament rewards program, right?
$500. Any
$500.
tournament over 50 boats, I believe it is.
Okay.
Qualifying tournaments. Sign up. It's free to sign up. All you got to do is own lithium. Go on their website, impulselithium.com. Sign up. $500 if you win a derb. And you're the highest finisher.
Kaboom, kapow.
Yep.
All right, there it is. Tournament rewards program, impulselithium.com. Andy, how are you doing? Is Andy there?
Hold on. Yeah, I'm here, bud.
And you got your hands full back there.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm
He's
here.
signing up for tournament rewards.
He was signing up for tournament rewards and
Yeah.
making bets on
I was betting, sorry.
betdsi.com. He's the
Right.
best damn producer in the Bass Galaxy. Give it up for Andrew Ellenberger, the Ginger Ninja. I'm clapping for this cat. He's got his hands full. He's a tournament winner. All right, Ryan,
Yeah.
we got to do a tin cup whiskey word of the week, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. What would, if you were Luke Foley, what would you do?
What would I do?
Yeah, what would the word be?
It would be Milliken. It would be Milliken.
Milliken. I've been thinking hard about this.
We're not doing that.
Milliken
It
Hall
is
of
hard
Fame
to do it
fan.
every week. I had to do
YouTube.
it for a long time. It does get a little.
It gets hard, Ryan.
It gets
Yeah.
it gets difficult.
That's a real difficult job, I'm
Oh.
sure. But anyway, Luke Foley, he's a whiskey gypsy, and Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey is the official brown liquor of Bass, and they are the proud sponsors of this show right here. And today, the Tin Cup Whiskey word of the week is Milliken, Ben, Hall of Fame, or bass fishing.
No, no. I actually had one.
Oh, you have one? What is it?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Absolutely, it's absolutely.
Something we say a lot.
Every time you hear the word absolutely, take a sip and sip responsibly. Could be a
Absolutely.
Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey. Absolutely. It could be a Cafe Con Leche. It could be a new Ben Milliken fountain soda. He's going to tell you all about that new fountain soda. It's called Milliken. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's only available in Nebraska.
No
It's
kidding.
a true story I just made up
Okay.
right now. Hey, Bass Galaxy. Ginge, how's
Available
our,
at KFC.
is our feature guy ready?
Yep, he's good to go.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Like and share the live Facebook feed. You got 4 chances to win prizes. One from Ben Milliken himself. One from the 2024 class of Bass Fishing Hall of Fame. The other one from Waterland. And the other one from Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey. That's 4 chances. Like and share the live Facebook feed. Name picked at random at the end of the show. And we're about to have a dang good time. Put them power poles down. Don't go anywhere. We're coming back with Bassmaster Elite Series angler, Ben Milliken. I like to call him Bassmaster Elite Series angler,
That's what he is.
Ben Milliken. Yeah. Yeah. Hey,
It's one of.
don't
one
go
of the
anywhere.
things.
Put him down. Power pull down for pleasure. We'll be right back.
There's a moment when you're faced with a challenge, and just solving the problem isn't good enough, even if that means breaking the rules and shredding apart conventional ways of thinking, all in the name of creating something truly remarkable. With this much control at its command, We didn't stop with just one. We created 2 incredible trolling motors. Introducing the new Power Pole Move brushless trolling motor.
This is the mountain, and this is mountain whiskey. Unspoiled, untamed, forever wild. There's no safety net, no way down. Up here, it's just man and the mountain and his tin cup. Tin Cup Whiskey. Mountain whiskey.
Omnia Premium Pro gives you the confidence to eliminate dead water on thousands of lakes across the U.S. Exclusively on the Omnia app, use 10 unique data layers containing critical real-time mapping information to see water temperature, water clarity, contours, lake bed hardness, and important weather data all in one place. Matched with Omnia's loyalty credit program on all your tackle and gear needs, this is the only app you need in your arsenal for success on the water.
Good evening and welcome back. This is the glorified version of a Bass and Talk Show. I want to remind everybody, like and share the live Facebook feed for your chance to win 4 beautiful, glorified prizes this evening. Also, I want to remind you, start getting your questions in right now on the Facebook chat board for our featured guest. Ladies and gentlemen, this to you. Right now, we bring you, with great honor and pride, the one and only Bassin' Sensation. He is the one they call Ben Milliken. Get him! Ben Milliken! Yeah!
Mr. Renwick, what's up?
What's going on? Benny, have you ever met Ryan Popcorn Whitaker, my cohort here?
Just listen to his silky smooth voice on every podcast he's been on. Not in person, no. What's up, Mr. Whitaker?
You're a very nice guy.
He is a proper Bassin' man. Ben, meet Popcorn, Ryan Whitaker. And
what's up, Ben?
Yeah, you ever hear on the south side of Chi-Town, he's your guy. You know what I mean? For big
I got it.
Bears.
He's the plug.
He's your plug, 100%. You know what I mean?
J plug.
Hey, Ben Milliken, officially, before we get going, gotta tell you, best hair in bass fishing, Ben Milliken. I don't even care. Best hair in bass fishing, Ben Milliken.
It's true.
Give it up. Gosh dang, is that some great hair?
We definitely need to let her down this next year a lot more.
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah.
Let the freak flag fly, my friend. You know what I mean?
Pat, when you're running down the lake, riding around Marshall in these events, do you ever end up with a wind knot or two, like end up with a dreadlock maybe after a tournament or two?
Well, bud, here's the deal. Like I've had this mess for years, and honestly never had a haircut in probably I don't know how many years. It just falls out, Ben. And I'm not condoning this to anyone. I do the caveman deal. You know what I mean? It comes out. Like all the curly stuff has come out. But here's the deal. No, I don't do that anymore because the knots just get unbearable and I just lose more. So I'm always hoodied up. I'm always hoodied up because I don't want to lose any more hair. You know what I mean?
Yeah. These last few events up north, let her go a little too long. Got a little bit too worried about catching fish and not so worried about, the beautiful locks. And we ended up cutting a dreadlock off that was, a pretty thick portion of it. But I
saw that on your Insta. You told everybody you cut it all off as a joke. But
we're still good.
It's good stuff.
What do the motorcycle guys do? What do the Harley guys do with the long?
Great question. I don't
Yeah,
know.
they always just let it go. We got to get Pedro Fighter on
Just
here,
let
and
it
he
go.
could tell us
Yeah,
exactly.
I agree.
My
Yeah.
problem is my mustache whips me in the eyeballs.
Yeah, I think that's why they
Time
invented
to trim.
braids. It's probably why they invented the braid.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, that's probably right.
No doubt about it. You go through every bass fishing league, you got the best hair in the game. No, you smash Matt Robertson on the elites. That's my buddy, but you got way better hair than Matthew.
That's your words, not mine.
It is. Matt would tell you. I think Matt's self-aware enough.
Yeah,
he knows. But then when you tell him, he's being like, "Screw that Ben Milliken, you watch this. I'm gonna grow me a head of hair like he ain't never seen."
They'll just want to wrestle.
Yeah, and then I'll wrestle him with longer hair and lose.
Yep,
That's
definitely.
how it would go. But anyway, congratulations, you got that going for you.
Yeah, at least I have that. Exactly.
And congratulations on making it through a year on the Bassmaster Elite Series. I mean,
Thank you, sir.
That's a big deal, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I survived. It's not like I could get booted after a year. So, I mean,
No, the mental anguish. I'm referring to the mental anguish, Mr. Milliken.
I like it. Yeah, we survived. We're there. We made it. Nine derbs, and we showed up to the first and the last one. We made it through all of them.
Yeah. Well, 10 derbs.
Yeah, 10. That's true.
You caught the classic.
Yep.
You did. You remember that? You made your first classic.
I didn't forget about that. No.
That was pretty cool. Remember that time when you were in the classic?
Yeah, that was wild.
That was awesome.
And we get to do it again.
Yeah, you did. You got in.
I did. Hopefully not one more, but hopefully many more to come.
Well, let's look at it this way, Ben. You listen to enough Stray Cast shows. We call a derber, a proper derber, a guy that can finish, let's say make that 50 cut consistently. All right, that's showing a consistent derber, making that 50 cut. And I believe out of the 10, I think you were like 75% this year if you do it on a percentage wise. Maybe you missed 3.
Something like that. Yeah. 6 out of 9. We made the 50 cut.
6 out of 9. Okay,
Yep.
well, there you go. And then you in the BMC you were 50, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, solid 50. So there you
exactly.
go. Yeah.
I got a check in the classic. Yep.
Pretty amazing. Did you hear Kevin VanDam talking about meeting you at the Bassmaster Classic? It was pretty cool before you came up.
That was pretty wild to hear that. We were just sitting, ate a quick dinner, me and the family, and my wife's like, Kevin VanDam was just talking about you. I was like, yeah, that's something else right there.
It's pretty cool.
At least he didn't tell you that you sucked at fishing.
Yeah,
that's what he said.
That's true. That's true. And to be honest, that was after the Night of Champions. We met. I didn't meet him. I met him. I wasn't like, hey, Kevin, let's meet at the bar. But he happened to be at the bar, and that was like my biggest fangirl moment of my entire life, probably, to be honest, with anyone at any event and anything. But he probably remembers that conversation I had with him a lot better than I do, because it was after the celebration of the Night of Champions, and also I was fangirling, so I was probably just like,
you were in a fog.
The blackout moment.
Yeah,
exactly. Yep.
But again, Ben, I mean, at least it was the first time that Ryan met Kevin. I think we were in a hotel lobby in Kokomo, Indiana, and he told Ryan he sucked at fishing.
Coming from those words, but it was the funniest zinger I've ever gotten.
It was so good.
You like that before. He said I was asking him about these lakes in Michigan that I go to like twice a year, and I'm like, are these all like stunted fish? Because I'm just catching 12 inchers, like 100 of them in the 4 lakes I went to. And he goes, I imagine you probably just go around to the docks and throw a Senko. But I was like, no, I do other stuff. He's like, yeah. He's like, no, there's good ones there. You just gotta find them. I'm like, Jesus, man.
It was awesome, though. It was awesome. I'll tell you. And KVD's awesome. Benny, last year, now correct me if I'm wrong, your auction item for the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame, the 2023 class. I think it was Mike's class, Ike and Ellie's class. Your thing went for like $6 million or something. Your prize pack.
Yeah.
I think it was 5 million.
5 million. Okay. Sorry.
A
little off.
It was something like that. Yeah.
Okay. But for a ridiculous amount of money that you raised for the Bass and Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was, I mean, as far as something to raise money for, that was great to be able to give back like that.
I mean, think about this. The proper Bassin quadfecta, okay? and that is winning an Elite Series event, winning an AOY, winning a BMC, and then an HOF. That's the quadfecta, Ben Milliken.
Yep.
Is something like that in your reach? Is that a goal of Ben Milliken's?
I mean, I got to get one of them before I can get 4 of them, right?
That's true.
So,
That's true. But I mean, come on, man.
yeah, I mean, every time we take the water, we're thinking about, one of those 4. So we got to get that blue trophy first. Not that you have to win a blue trophy to win AOI, but we got to get a win first.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about it a little bit when we first started. There is a lot of mental pressure for every single Elite Series angler every time they hit the water. Pressure on themselves, pressure from their family, pressure from their sponsors. And I mean, it's not necessarily, it's all supportive, but there's still that inner pressure. You want to perform for everyone. And now check this out. You get this guy, Ben Milliken. He comes to the Elite Series and he's a YouTube star. All right, let's just say you're a gosh dang YouTube star. You made me actually like YouTube a little bit, Ben. I'll be honest. I laughed at it all a lot for a long time. I mean, I did. You know that about me. We've had this conversation.
Speaking of that, you obviously had a ton of success on YouTube, and then now making the Elite Series. Where do you draw your motivation from to do well in these tournaments?
Well, hold on one second.
You're a little competitive. Okay,
hold on one second. Let me finish this, and this
your
will
next
go
question?
right into it. No, not at all.
Okay.
It's just that I want to basically drive home that now everyone. No, I'm going to just say this. Okay, listen to this. All right, no one in bass fishing has ever wanted anyone to fail more than they wanted you to fail coming into the Elite Series.
True.
I mean, not everyone, but there's never really there's been so many haters that were like, watch this. There's no way this YouTube guy can compete.
I think maybe Rob Turcliffe might have been hated a little more.
Yeah, exactly.
But you might have been number 2. I don't know.
Well, I mean, no, he didn't make the Elites. Huh?
No, I know.
I'm talking about I'm talking about the real thing.
Right.
This is the real club.
Yeah.
This is the real club, the Elites. All right. The Opens are beautiful. I'm using the word beautiful a lot tonight. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. But anyway, Ben Milliken, everyone wanted you. I mean, you know it. Don't you know that? Did you feel that?
Yeah, you feel that a little bit, but when you say everyone, I mean, I think it's not incorrect to say that more people wanted to than probably anyone ever. But at the same time, I think maybe more people wanted me to succeed than anybody ever did.
I apologize.
No, you didn't say it wrong. I got you.
I think people were just very intrigued.
Yeah,
having you in the Elite Series because no one that was known as a YouTuber. I say that with respect.
Yeah.
Had made the Elite Series. So
right. Or succeeded in the Open.
Yeah. Everyone was just like, well, let's see if this guy can catch him.
So all eyes are on him. All eyes are on him.
And you did.
Freaking made the Elites.
You made the Elites.
Yeah. You won an Open.
Yeah.
You won the Ben. Qualified for the Classic. You qualified for the Classic again.
Yeah. It's an easy way to shut their mouths.
Yeah. So, I
Anyone
mean,
that was a hater.
There's a song by Aerosmith that says, let the music do the talking.
Mm-hmm.
And, in bassin, you let the bassin do the talking, don't you, Ben Milliken?
That's exactly right.
Let the scales do the talking.
So there you go. So congratulations on that.
Well, thanks, Pat. That's one thing that's always been, that was my biggest draw to tournament fishing, and really just from the very start. And what I was just always so competitive, and so I played 4 sports in high school, and sports were my thing. But I always fished since I was 2 years old. But I can remember being when I would go to, Johnson Lake, the 1,000-acre lake in Nebraska, we would, growing up, that's where my grandparents had a cabin. And it was there was some smallmouth in it actually, but we were, catfish, crappie, whatever.
Yeah.
If my cousins were meeting me there, and usually, they were a lot more interested in doing some water sports and swimming and stuff.
Sure.
I wanted to catch more and bigger catfish and crappie and whatever the hell else we were going for. I wanted to beat their freaking heads in. And so when it got to where we were older and you'd start hearing, stories about guys, I was so ate up with fishing. I was always on the Nebraska Fishing Forum and all the, Bass Boat Central, all this stuff.
I love it.
these local guys saying, I caught this bass here and this bass there. And I'm just like, okay, well, I can go out and do that too. And I'd go catch them. And I'm just thinking like, it's not apples to apples. I want the same variables as everyone else has so I can beat their freaking heads in at the same time on the same body of water because I need to prove that I had a better day than they had, I guess. I just wanted to win. And so that's what got me into tournament fishing. And so really, with the YouTube thing, it got to the point where I'm catching like 20, 30, 40 double-digit bass a year. And a lot of times I'm fishing places that are like really shitty fisheries and tough places to catch them or really high tournament pressure. Or I'm going out and catching, I caught like 2 lake records and it's like 30,000 views, whatever. And it's just like, I'm spinning my wheels. What am I proving to anybody if I'm just out there fishing and I'm out there catching these? Well, you don't know if Jason Christie or Lee Livesey or any of these guys could just go out and catch them better than I just caught them that day. You have no idea.
You don't.
And so I'm not in my own head. I can see where the people that the haters, are coming from when, it's not when you can cherry pick really where you go fish and it's not apples to apples. It's not the same variables. So I'm just like, okay, I gotta prove myself. And the best way to do that is under the same variables, conditions, playing field as everyone else. And so, yeah, man, that's always been my motivator. And that's just what's really drawn me to tournament fishing and to be able to have a solid year to start the Elite Series made me so happy. And I'm trying to really build off that and kind of figure out where my mindset's going to be going into future years with that.
Okay. Well, now, let's just get this out of the way. Are you fishing the Elites next year? I heard something. I heard some video you did or something. It was like, oh, is Ben fishing the Elites?
I haven't
Ghost tell him something.
I haven't announced it or made my mind up yet on it, to be completely honest. But if I do
make
fish
the announcement
tournaments,
right now.
If I fish tournaments, it'll be the Elite Series for sure. As far as a league, I'm not going to switch leagues or anything like that. But there's a lot more that goes into it for me. I feel like I've proven a lot of what I wanted to accomplish already. But at the same time, there's a lot of downside for my career and what I'm doing to fishing the Elite Series, actually, which is kind of crazy to say that now that I've made it, but to kind of fish a year on the Elite Series, it's been pretty wild to kind of, just see where you're at with engagement and growth of your brand and where you really want to be with things. It maybe isn't, it's definitely not a good career choice for me to fish the Elite Series, to be honest, but I think there's a good chance I'll be back next year.
Good. I sure hope you are. It's the most prestigious club in the world.
Yeah,
honestly. But let me ask you this. Let's just be real about it. You're juggling a lot. The YouTube is a big deal. It's your bread and butter. In the Elite Series, a lot of times you're just paying to fish. Unfortunately, you had a good year. Does it take? Here's the important factor that I find with anglers. Did it take extra toll on your family, or were things cool with the family life?
Things were actually great with the family life. We built upon our situation that we had in the Opens, which the Opens was pretty much the exact same thing. 9 tournaments, you're gone for 8-9 days at a time, or back to back.
Nice template.
So yeah, it was a good template for us. We did the Airbnb thing, which I think we're probably gonna try to go away from maybe in the future. Maybe to go the camper route.
Okay.
But it's. I can easily say it didn't take a toll on our family, but I wasn't the one that was getting up at 5 o'clock to bring an infant and a 4-year-old to launch and weigh-ins every single day. So that's easy for me to say sometimes, but we did a good job working through that for sure. So from the family side of things, it definitely makes sense, and we did a great job with it. I think we're gonna keep doing a better job with it in the future. But from the career side of things, that's where it gets hairy and it gets difficult for me, of course, because it just takes so much time and mental focus to, get a 50 check in the Elite Series.
Sure.
You can't, I don't think people understand. It's not like staying up late and tying on tackle during the week. It's like preparing for weeks and months in advance for every single event because everyone's so freaking good now. I'm not a Lee Livesey where I can be like, oh, I don't know. I just, I didn't catch any in practice, but I showed up and I caught 2 on that current break over there.
It's nuts.
I'm in 12th place now. No,
Yeah,
I'm not a fisherman like that at all. I gotta be so prepared and have my equipment so dialed in. So yeah, it takes so much time and mental focus, and to be honest, like I didn't enjoy a lot of it. Like it stressed me out so much, put so much pressure on myself that it was hard to enjoy it. A lot of it, to be honest.
Do
But
you think maybe that was just first year kind of thing, or
yeah, I do.
you might chill out a little bit more next year?
I do think so. I do think it was a lot of first year stuff, and not knowing what to expect, and not knowing the grind of fishing against that caliber of angler across the country, truly, and that many different variables. So yeah, I think it was a lot of first year stuff for sure. And everything was just like ramped up. Everyone was on edge this year from like social media side of things. I feel like from covering the sport with the people that came out of the woodwork to become media, air quotations for those people that are listening to the podcast, to jump on the bandwagon of getting those easy clicks for
you're referring
controversial
to these social media pages that have popped up that are media.
Yeah, that's correct.
Quote unquote media, quote unquote. What are they? I mean, it's just.
I mean, really, let's call like it is.
The National Enquirer.
It is. It's like we got all the negative sides of other professional sports and famous people without actually having the positive side of being famous and having a large income and fame and popularity. But yeah, it's unfortunately a lot of that has crept into the sport of tournament fishing at a alarming rate, which is kind of disgusting and scary for the sport, I guess. But yeah, I don't really know where to go with that. And where I'm going.
Can't make their mortgage payment,
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, what are you proving?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, pretty funny. It's pretty funny because, like, okay, here's what we have to realize. There's like. I got to be careful what I say.
Don't be careful, Pat.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
just
like
fudge.
Yeah, well, okay, let's just stir up scandal to stir up scandal. Let's just do it, and that's the one trick pony.
Yep,
stirring up scandal to stir up scandal. And
I mean, let's be honest here. Like, there was a thing that came up with me this year where someone that had wasn't there, had no idea what the situation was in the tournament. They post a video and clip it out saying that I was cheating because they said I threw back a dead fish. I culled a dead fish, which the fish looked dead. I'm honest, like the fish didn't look great.
It was sent to Ryan and I. We both got the video. We watched.
I know.
It.
Well, yeah, you have a pulse, so I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have thrown the fish back if it was dead. I know it was not dead, so that's the truth about it. But I mean, 500,000 people don't get to make an opinion about that. They're told by the random dickhead that made the video that this is what happened. He cheated, and so it's like I have to sit as someone that's an angler and be like, oh no, I just gotta let it roll over my shoulder, whatever. I didn't do anything wrong. Move on with my life. It's just a dickhead making a video that's a nobody that's not going to gain anything from it. But I mean, that reel or video gets 500,000, 750,000 million views. Like, that's more views than everyone that'll watch the entire Elite Series all season long. And so, like, man, it's a crazy time in our sport where something like that can happen, and that's scary, to be honest. Like, as an angler with not a ton to gain, I mean, I can win $100,000. That's great, but not a ton else to gain. Like in my long career in fishing that I plan to have, it's scary to think that something fake like that can change what people think about you and change what people that mean a lot to you think about that. I mean, I had Elite Series guys send that video to Lisa and send it to people with Bass and question it and think that I did cheat. And I still have guys I know that probably think I did, or think that, or look at me sideways, or think about me different because of that. And I don't, at the same time, I don't feel like it's not my responsibility to go make a video saying that I didn't cheat, or say that I'm not that type of person that would do something shitty like that.
Just have JT Tompkins make it for you. You could.
Yeah, that's exactly. I'll call his polygraph examiner.
have his
Maybe
guy
he can record a video for me.
So you didn't release a dead fish, and did it have call clips on it?
Yes, it did. It did have fin clips on it, definitely. It was just like the rest of my fish did in that tournament and most of the tournaments. I put clips on them pretty much right away when it's warm outside, or I fizz them and I put clips on them. But yeah, so it looked really shitty to throw back. But yeah, fish was alive, and
man,
so
here's the deal.
And you had a Marshal in the boat, correct?
So yeah, I had a Marshal in the boat. I told the Marshal previous in the day because I had other dead fish that day. I told him, I looked in the live well, I said, and probably not these words. I said, "Oh darn, my two fish are dead," and he said, "Okay, yeah." He looked at me, he's like, "Yeah, that doesn't look good, but whatever." And like, he was over my shoulder watching me the whole day. He was one of the Marshals that was like very in tune, very spot on. He wasn't like Pat, just like, "Oh, I'm out with the Elite Series Pro,"
all over the place.
Yeah, exactly.
Fanboy
was spot on, and that Lisa did actually reach out to him afterwards once this video got out, and he's like, "Nope, he didn't release any dead fish." He showed me all the dead fish he had immediately once he had them, and I had to weigh in a little tiny dead one that day that would have been nice to cull out, but that's just not even. It didn't cross my mind. It was dead. You can't, like, it's, I don't know. It's yeah. So my Marshal got called by her and was just like, "No, didn't do anything wrong." And I saw him actually at the St. Lawrence event. We talked about it, and he was talking about how shitty it was that all that got spread because I didn't do anything wrong. So,
but here's the thing:
it is
it's
stupid
the world right now.
It's a video. Yeah, it's a video. The video was from far away. I mean, I saw it. It was not a close up video. It was hard to say, but and your Marshal knows.
Right?
So, and that's all that people need to know.
Exactly.
Like, and you can't. There's nothing that whatever. There's nothing that can be done. You can't take this video from. I mean, how far away was that camera? Like,
it was my camera boat.
Right.
Exactly. A couple hundred yards away.
And I mean, you can't just take something like that and be like, "This is what it is. I know that's what it is." Everyone can have their thoughts on it, but if you don't know for sure, you can't be taking to the internet and saying shit.
But that's what
without
people
the actual
do now.
facts.
That's
People
the
think,
world.
Right. And it's total bullshit.
It's become okay. Bass fishing is the only place. Ryan, you and I have had this conversation before. Bass fishing is the only place where it's okay to be a copycat. Ryan, in high school, we used to make fun of kids.
We talk about that. I came from the skateboarding world and the music world.
Yeah.
And like, if you're a skateboarder and you film a trick for a video on a handrail, a specific trick, and then somebody goes and films that same trick on that same handrail and puts it out, you'll pretty much just be kind of blackballed. Like, it's not cool. But in fishing, everybody copies everything. Every bait company copies everything. And it's like,
and not just baits, but people.
Not just baits, people. You copy spot techniques, steal spots,
Instagram, social media styles, everything. It's ridiculous.
I mean,
and it's
have you heard of
music too? I mean,
have you heard of TikTok? I mean, that's like what makes you popular is how well you can copy everything. And I mean, that's really the genre of human being that's coming around and popping up and doing shit like this. So it's too bad. I mean, I don't know. It just is what it is. I guess it's always out there, and if people want to think I'm a cheater, then that sucks, I guess. And that's the last thing I want. But it doesn't really matter. The people that I care about don't. So.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Like, okay, like you said, Ben, if you want to think that, think it. Did the fish look dead? It did look dead. Mm-hmm. Did it have a fin clip on it? Yeah, it had a fin clip on it. But you know what? The Marshal said it was cool. Also, Ben Milliken.
Yeah.
Said that was not a dead fish. I would not release a dead fish. So, from what I know about you, I believe you.
Right.
In the times I've spent with you, I believe you. I have no reason to not believe you. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
But the internet, a person who decides to make this something, or this example, there's been a zillion things that have happened like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's because of the internet. It's bullshit.
Yeah. Or the Elite Series angler that turned it into as many of the social media authorities as possible to try to get my name, slandered and smeared. That's the same type of person that would do it too.
Yeah, I don't know who that is actually, personally.
Probably wouldn't take you too long to guess.
I've gotten dozens of
text it to me.
I've gotten dozens of tickets in Chicago for not coming to a complete stop before making a right turn on red.
Well, they're just making their quota.
And then they send you the video, and I'm like, no, I stopped. And they're like, no, you didn't. I'm like, it's in the video. I stopped. They're like, you didn't stop fast enough.
Right.
But I get
well, it's just like
it's the same thing.
Everyone.
The same thing, but it's the same.
I mean, everyone in the fishing industry that I was close with, which I keep a small circle, but they reached out to me and they're like, man, I'm sorry that happened to you. They weren't like, hey, did you cheat? They're just like, dude, I'm sorry that got out there and that happened to you. Like, if there's anything I can do, let me know to help you, because that's ridiculous. And I'm just like, yeah, I appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, I talked to a couple guys that are just like, how many times do you take a fish to the scales and you're at that bump board at the end and the fish is just like completely gone? It might have been alive on the run back, whatever.
Yeah.
The fish is gone. And the guys, and you're just like, what the F? This fish was just alive. And you take it up the scales and the guy, the bump board, I don't know what the guy's name is, but does a great job. He's flipping it and he's like, it's got to move. It's got to do something. And the fish is just like gold eye, not moving, pale. And then all of a sudden you'll get a fin flip. That happened to me twice last year. And they're like, okay, good to go. I mean,
and they go 5. So, they put the 5 up.
Correct. And it's just like, you can't, like, my Marshal wouldn't have even been able to see that fish was alive. If it was like that, it's like, I'm throwing it. Like, I'm not going to be like, no, it looks like it might be dead, so I'm just going to hold on to it. No, man, I'm fishing for every ounce possible. If the sumbitch is alive, I don't care what it looks like to somebody else. If it's moving, if it's breathing anything, I'm throwing it back. Like, that's the rule. I'm doing it.
Yep.
And here's the thing, Ben. Yeah. If you know in your heart you didn't do nothing wrong, then it's fine. Do what Zona told us to do here at Stray Cast years ago. Keep your head down and run the ball.
That's right.
What you do.
Like the Bears aren't doing.
Like they are not doing. Yeah. Exactly. And like the Cornhuskers always passes.
Do. God. All right.
Used to do.
Well, right. They've got quite a record. So you're Huskers. Yeah. Anyway, Ben Milliken on with the show.
Let's move on. Man.
Yeah, I mean, enough about that. Enough about the bullshit. The bottom line is you're moving into we heard it here first. Breaking news. Ben Milliken is going back to the Elite Series. We heard it here first. But here's
taking Zona's place. That's what I'm going to do.
He's going to be the commentator. You heard it here first. It's Ben Milliken and James Watson together.
That's right.
It's going to be amazing. Remind you, get your questions in on the Facebook chat board for Ben Milliken. Ask him anything. Ask him anything you want. And like and share the live Facebook feed. Ben, you're giving away a prize. I didn't tell you yet, but you got to go pick something out and give it to a lucky Stray Cast viewer.
Oh, I've been listening. Yep,
yeah. Also, you're going to give away the Tin Cup Whiskey Box of Fun tonight too. Are you okay with that?
Can I accidentally send it to my address?
Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
Yeah. All right. Yep.
Hey, since we were just on that, I'm looking at a comment that needs to be read right now.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Bobby Colson said that fish may have needed a priest, but it didn't need a coroner.
There you go. That's a great way to put it.
Cheers to that.
Thanks, Bobby. That's a good. Hey, what's that? Is that fancy soda you're drinking? What is that? That bougie shit?
It's got an 8 and it's green, and that's about all I know about it. It's
I see. Yeah, it's okay. I get so I see.
Becky brought it home, and it's good enough to drink. So here we are.
I like it. Hey, I want to go back like just a short time ago. I want to go back 8 years, and Becky brought you a present, right?
Yes, sir.
She didn't bring home soda. She brought home a GoPro. Because all Ben was doing was, I'm catching this, I'm getting this, da-da-doody-doody-da-da-da.
This is only 8 years ago?
Only 8 freaking years ago, Hoss. 8 years ago. This kid's doing like, okay, punching through the ice. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure I watched one of your first 3 videos.
I watched Lunch Break Bassin way back.
That's painful. Usually I didn't catch anything.
Yeah, usually it was like, and just going right to the how-tos.
I saw
went right back to the garage.
That's right.
I love dock fishing, and I saw one with you in a buddy tournament dock fishing, and I was like, yeah.
Yep.
It's good.
But I mean,
That's awesome.
8 years ago, bud, that's a lot in 8 freaking years, Benny.
It is a lot.
Think about
Especially
it.
since like how hard I went at the start of it. There was
Yeah.
months where I the first first 3 or 4 years, there was months where I tried to post every day. I'd make a YouTube video every single day for a month.
Wow.
And I mean, usually I was doing at least 5 a week. So
Not sleeping too much.
Yeah.
no, man, it was
And I like how
crazy.
you clarified it. You may have been one of the forefathers, let's call it that, forerunners,
Forefathers.
forerunner foreskins of YouTube. And you were one of the first guys to do a vlog, like vlogs of bassing, okay, or fishing. Yeah, everybody was else like, this is how you fish a spinnerbait.
Yeah.
You find a lay down log and you present your spinnerbait at a correct angle.
Bass don't have eyelids.
Bass don't have eyelids, so they hide from the sun and ambush their prey. But anyway, no, you were one of the first vloggers, weren't you?
I was, yeah.
If you vlog off too much, you go blind. And you haven't gone blind yet. So thank
That's
God.
right.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah. You don't want to do that.
But you're the king of vlogging.
I am. That's why I actually made that many videos a week and stuff. Was like I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna work until I make it. My dream was to have a career in the fishing industry, because being from Nebraska, it was almost impossible. Very few people, if any, had hardly done it. I moved down here to Texas, and it's like, you tell someone you work in the fishing industry, it's cool, awesome. That's normal, Yeah. What else would you do? Yeah.
Exactly.
But the making that many videos, I mean, it was funny because I would make like a micro fishing video with my son at the local lake fishing from the bank for bluegill. Next day, I'd make a tip video about something. The next day, I'd go fish a tournament. The next day, I'd go fish a spillway for catfish. The next day, I would do something else. Like, I was just like plugging as many different things in, as many different styles and formats in as I could to YouTube, just to see what would work and how I could make it. And I had a lot of data, I guess, to kind of build upon where I wanted to go. And so, yeah, it just it gradually grew and grew. But yeah, without that 8 years ago, Becky getting that GoPro, it's wild to think that it was only 8 years ago. But at the same time, man, I've made like 2,000 videos on YouTube now. So it's
really,
it seems like it's been my entire life almost.
Yikes, 2,000. That's insane,
Crazy.
Benny. How many subscribers you got now?
560 something thousand.
560 MFers. Yikes.
What MFers?
560.
Yeah.
Gosh dang it.
That's a lot.
60,000. That's a lot. You ever thought about planning a religion or starting a war?
I'd probably make a lot more money. Yeah. I feel like
that was a Jim Morrison quote. I'm sorry.
Naturally, as a YouTuber, you start a few wars, but a religion would be a lot more lucrative.
When you said
the righteous gemstones,
right?
when you said you wanted to work in the fishing industry, is that what you envisioned? Was being a on-camera personality, or was it Bassmasters? Was that
honestly
the childhood goal, or was that?
Honestly, I was just so freaking burned out with college and high school and school in general, and the 9 to 5, 8 to 5 hustle, and how hard it was to get a job and how shitty the pay was. I was just like, man, all I've ever wanted to do is fish. And so I didn't really have a goal to be like a tournament fisherman. I didn't have a goal to be a YouTuber or anything. I was just like, I got to figure out a way to do what I love to do. And the opportunity kind of landed in my lap, and I was just like, okay, well, I'm going to try it, and I can work at the same time. And, luckily I had a job where I was kind of sitting on like project sites as a project manager. And so I was sitting there with my computer, just editing videos on YouTube while
you old sailor, you
just double dipping,
Yep.
But I mean, truthfully, my love for tournament fishing, it really spawned from me not playing sports anymore, and the competitive side of it. I was drawn to that immediately. Met my buddy Zark, and we were
Zark's
both
my hero,
like,
by the way.
Yeah, he's everyone's hero, or something.
How
And
does he pass all those drug tests? Does he get a special?
Yeah. He
Pickle
yeah,
juice.
something like that.
It's pickled eggs. It's the pickled
It's the
eggs.
quail eggs. Yep.
Yes.
That's
Those
the
are
secret.
delicious, by the way.
You got to eat 4 right before.
Before you piss.
Yep.
You just
Yeah,
strap
there-
something to
there
your
you go.
leg. And
That's
Before you
right.
go see the parole officer, takes 4 pickled quail eggs. There you go. All right, sorry, I'm taking this.
No,
other place.
you're good. It's not, the story doesn't go much more than once we met, we were like, screw it, we're gonna freaking fish tournaments and have a good time, and yeah, it's kind of just gone from there, I guess.
I love how he, seriously, man, I love how he supports your endeavors. Your YouTube, of course, and now your Elite Series. All of a sudden, I just turn around and be like, he'll like hit me on the shoulder. I'm like, hi, what's up, bud? What's up, Zark? He's just there. You know what I mean? He's kind of there.
Yeah, he's kind of everywhere.
It's omnipresent.
He is.
It's pretty
He
awesome.
he might love the sport more than about anybody I know. He's such a diehard man.
Oh, I could tell, man. Like we were over, we were at the Classic, and what's that boat that's like $200,000 or something? What's that real expensive boat? Is it the
Icon or the Vexus? Or?
It's the Icon. The Icon. So we're over there, me and Zark, and he's like,
Chris Craft.
Yeah, it had a TV and everything. This thing. He's like, come here, man. Look at this. It's got a TV in the front, dude. You see it, everything in a TV. I'm like, okay, man, that's pretty nice.
That sounds like Zark.
Yeah, he's drinking a beer.
They all got TVs now.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
No, I mean this was an actual. I'm sorry, not a TV, a camera.
Ah.
So this had a camera, so you could actually. I don't know why it had a camera, but it had a camera on the front.
Yeah, it was cool. He actually came down and drove down overnight, of course, because he can't drive during the day. He just drives overnight to the Texas tournaments from Iowa, like 15 hours down to Toledo Bend and stuff. And the first one, he's just like, he's like, I'm back in. Like he wants to like help out and do everything for me. And before you know it, he's like, oh yeah. And these guys are his heroes too, you know, all the guys I'm fishing with and against. And he's like, yeah, well, I just talked to Mercer and he's like, oh yeah, me and Davy are close now at the way. And he's like, Davy had to like freaking interview him before he could talk to me. And Zark's like, I got his number now. I'll probably talk to him.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's been cool, man.
Nice.
Is Oz know what's going on yet? Does Ozzy know what's happening?
Oz knows exactly what's happening. He's obsessed. He's he wouldn't want you to know because he's pretty bashful about it, but he is Dave Mercer Jr. His favorite thing to do is to announce, like laying in bed in his room by himself, you know, kind of hiding wherever in the house. He's doing the announcing of the launch, talking about, you know, who's won what tournaments and AOYs, who's coming up next on the stage and how much they weighed. So yeah, he's all about it.
And he's got awesome hair.
And great hair.
Yes.
Yep.
That's my doppelganger, that kid.
Yep. He's about it, man. He loves it.
Really cool. He loves bassing.
It is cool. And it's cool to have someone he's that interested in it, be able to like take him to every single launch and every single weigh-in. I mean, he freaking eats it up.
So how old is Oz?
He's 4.
4 years old. Yikes.
Yep.
Unreal. Can he throw a bait caster at all yet?
Haven't messed with the bait caster yet. I'm too I want him to get dialed on the fundamentals too much of like rigging and why things work before we start to get into like, you know, what a bait caster is better for and things like that. So
I'm just curious because I mean, not that a bait caster, I mean, more people have spin poles these days, but I mean, it's like my daughter was throwing a bait caster at 5. She was smashing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, he does get to the point where he's throwing his pole and he's watching me cast. He's like, F this, give me that, Dad. And he's like,
exactly.
I'm like, I don't think you can figure this and know how to throw this. And he's like, no.
Give me that swim bait rod.
Yeah, exactly. He will throw whatever, whenever.
Nuts, dude. Hey, well, before we move on anymore, I want Ryan to go over a couple. We do this for all the anglers, as you know, Benny, Elite Series anglers. And Ryan, I think you had a chance to pin down Mr. Moore earlier.
Pin down?
Yeah.
Probe.
Pin down and probe.
Yeah.
Tied him down?
Well, yeah. Sure.
Was it against his will?
I mean, it's week to week.
Okay. It's whatever his mood is that day. And congratulations to Ronnie and to Mrs. Moore on their new, to Sarah, on their new baby.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Sincerely, to the Ronnie Moore family, and we love the entire Moore family. Just so everyone knows. Even Ron Senior. So anyway,
all right.
As you probed Ronnie and got Ben Milliken's stats, I heard you found out some pretty interesting stuff.
I got some stats. Ben, I know you're a numbers guy, so this probably isn't going to surprise you. You've probably done it before, but I'm going to read these out. So just sticking with the Bassmaster stuff from the last, I guess, 2 years. 19 tournaments.
19 derps.
You have fished. 11 checks.
Oh.
1 win. We talked about that.
Yes, sir.
5 top 10s. It's pretty solid for 19 derps. You've caught 776 pounds of bass.
Okay.
You've earned $181,844. And that comes out to
2 years.
An average of $234 per pound of bass that you catch.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Tell Oz.
It's a good number.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oz, be
That's
like
up there.
Daddy. You got to beat $1,000 4-pounder.
That's really good, actually. Anything over 2 is pretty solid. We've been doing this for 6 years.
Yeah, at least.
That's, over 2 is good. And you're averaging $9,570 per tournament.
I'll take that.
Almost got it.
Which is also good.
9,000.
Yeah.
The opens really screw you there. But maybe with the new format that they announced today, maybe the payouts will be higher. We'll see. Maybe some people will be jumping in
about that.
Wait, that was just announced today?
Yeah, did you guys see the new announcement?
Yeah, Rye,
I know.
This is your deal.
Jeez, I was fishing. Sorry.
This is for you, Rye.
What kind of numbers are we talking about here?
What do we? Yeah, what do we? Fill me in. What's going on here?
You guys, should we announce it here first?
Yeah.
By first, I mean like first in the last,
I feel terrible.
Hours.
I should
Let's
know
become
this,
our
but-
own media source.
Sorry, I was throwing a Beatles.
Okay, so the EQs
pretend we're a
switched
talk
this
show.
year. The Bassmaster Open switched
okay.
for 2025. There is now 2 4-tournament regions,
They're going back.
and
to
you can
that.
fish all 8, or you can fish one of the 2 regions. The top 50 guys in points from each region are going to be taken to what's called the EQ Championship or qualifiers.
Blindfolded.
So a
EQ
Okay.
blindfold. So they got to fish blindfolded. I made that up. And then, so the top 50 guys from each of the 4 tournaments, they move on in points and fish 3 tournaments at the end. And then the top 10 guys, it says it's standalone tournaments. The top 10 guys from those 3 tournaments is who goes to the Elite Series. So they're taking 1 more guy to the Elite Series. And since it's 11 tournaments now, because there's 2 4-tournament series plus 3, they're taking 11 winners to the Bassmaster Classic. And if you're a Bassmaster Elite Series pro that got removed from the Elite Series and say I don't make the Elite Series again in 2025, I can jump into those last 3 tournaments because they're all after the season of the Elite Series. They're in September, October, November, I believe. I can jump back in, and if I get the points to be one of those 10 guys in points, I re-qualify for the Elite Series.
Heck yes.
Okay, so
And then Elite Series guys can fish all of them or whatever too, just like before. But yeah.
Okay,
it's gonna make it interesting.
So 4.
It's a lot of things I just said, but I think it's freaking perfect. I think they
really
nailed
nice.
it.
So you fish 4. So if you fish 4 and you're in the top 50 in points, then you go to 3 more.
And everything starts over at 0.
Yep.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Or
So-
you can fish all 8 and be like, oh, I did good in this 4. Then you take the 4 from that, right?
Well, how are the point? If you do that, how are they splitting them up? Like you're gonna get a
Yeah,
chance. in these
it's
4
still
and
like
these
we'll just call
4?
it East Division, West Division. You
Okay.
have to do good in one of the divisions. It's
Okay.
not like the 4 best. Yep.
Okay, so now you could qualify in 7 tournaments instead of 9.
Correct. Or I mean, you qualify for the EQs in 4 tournaments. Yeah, so it's a little bit less for sure. In theory, it makes it a little bit better for the working man.
Mm-hmm.
In theory, and it gives the guys that didn't make the Elite Series a chance to get back in as well. I really like it. I think
I think it's good.
Yeah, everyone talks about the working man getting kicked out and not having an opportunity because they can't take that much work out, and I get that because that's where I came from too. But after doing it for 2 years now, like,
yeah,
if you can't take 10 weeks off work or more, you don't have a chance to fish the Elite Series. Like you don't. So
yeah, I think the only argument I had about it, or the only thing I didn't like about it, was that I mean, yeah, you should be able to take 9 weeks off and go fish 9 tournaments, but the money in the opens was not good. So
correct. Okay, so that's one thing I didn't mention just now as well.
okay.
Entry fee stays the same for the first 8, $2,000 a tournament, which is, bumped up this last year.
Yep.
But for the 3 after that, I think it's $3,500 a tournament. And so they didn't announce the payout. And that's what I told Becky. I was like, I'm really curious what the payout will be, because, the opens is like the worst payout maybe in the sport for what the entry is. And the elite series is the best payout for what the entry is. So I'm curious where they'll meet a middle ground there. And that'll probably decide if I end up fishing them or not.
So how many boats are going to be in those 3 after the?
So it'll be 100 plus whatever elite series guys get in and want to.
Yeah, it'll be 50 and 50 from each one.
Ryan, you got to fish in 25. That's all you know. We're going to come up with the money.
Yeah.
We'll get you there.
Yeah.
We're going to get you.
And I like that part of it too. Like, I like that it's not a 230 boat field to decide, who goes, because that's not what you're fishing elites.
Yeah, that's
it's pretty awesome.
It's
2000 and again,
Yeah.
on I think we just Brad Leitner and Choder and I were going over stuff today, and I think they're going to do a special open show on the 16th or the 19th, right after the season or something, and talk all about.
I like that. They do a great job.
I like that show. Jamie Bruce is awesome, and so is Choder.
Choder's opening up a little bit.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's loosening up. Hey, I think we got to. I think we got to get to know Ben Milliken a little more.
Okay.
I mean, how many times have you been on this show, Ben?
104, I think.
Well, thank you for listening to that many episodes, but I think you might have been on about. I mean, you've cameoed on a few.
Yeah, maybe like 2 or 3.
Yeah, and we've had as a feature. Yeah, we've had you a feature a couple times, and then a cameo a few times.
Yeah.
So, and we learn more about Ben Milliken each time that he's on the show. So right now, before we move on to any more of this stuff, we're going to get rid of this BS, okay? And I know that that everybody's going to be like, Pat, why didn't you do whatever? Here we go. Ben Milliken. Bass just changed the rules about the forward-facing sonar, okay? We all know what happened there. That's the new rule. What would your rule be regarding forward-facing sonar? If they said, Ben, make a rule right now. Hey, wait, Andy, you got any presidential music? Yeah, you got anything like that? I want to get in a statement. Yeah. You got any? That's Pete Glusik's Bass University music, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Milliken with the official revision of the forward-facing rules for the Bass Galaxy. Ben, what is your rule revision for forward-facing sonar?
Well, very few people are going to like this and agree with it, but yeah, exactly. I actually really like limiting the amount of screens, because even though I have my own Milliken powerhouse lithium battery that is the most powerful 16-volt electronics battery in the market, it's become a giant pain in the ass to have 34 screens and have to power that much. So I'm okay with the inches being reduced. I really wish they wouldn't have reduced the number of transducers, because I think being able to run a screen in forward and perspective is a phenomenal learning tool for what fish are doing in shallow water especially. And so I would have left that be as many as you want. I maybe would have taken it off the back of the boat and not allowed that, just selfishly, because I don't do that. And I don't think there's a giant benefit in having transducers on the transom. But yeah, I would have left it as is, basically pretty much the Wild West, and be able to have whatever you want except for a limited screen size. Bass talks about wanting to be educational and teach the anglers and teach the bass fishing world more than anything. So I would definitely love to be able to teach people what I've seen with perspective mode, which is not a whole lot different than Humminbird 360 and what we got going on there. But yeah, perspective is a great learning tool. So you can still use perspective. You can just only use perspective once. You can't use it in conjunction with forward.
Yeah,
yep. So, and that definitely will be something I will be using a lot of this year. and at the same time. So just switching it to perspective from forward. So that's what I would leave it as. But as with everyone in bass fishing, I'm thinking about my own selfish needs and wants. And that is not the truth. What I want is not what is the right thing. What I want is what I want. Just like the guys that think it should be banned every tournament. It's not the right thing. It's not what should be done. It's just what they want. So that's what I would do.
Do you take any comfort in now knowing that there's somewhat of a stock setup? It's not, I mean, you can get creative with your screens and whatnot, but do you take comfort in that at all? Like knowing that, all right, this is what I can have, and this is a stock tournament.
The only thing that I got a little bit of FOMO with and worried like, God damn, those guys have that, but I don't have that, was when, people started throwing the forward facing on the back on the transoms, and they started going, oh yeah, this is pretty legit. I was like, damn it, do I need to get that? Do I need to throw a third monitor on the dash?
Don't gotta worry about it. No,
I didn't. And then a lot of the guys that used that over the course of 3 or 4 plus tournaments said, that's not really something I use that much anyways. So yeah, I do think it's good to have a maximum. I wish they would just say like 4 screens or something instead of the inches maybe, but the inches is good too. The one thing that
he's going to put out a 50-inch, you know? So
here's the one thing that I am curious about that I need to message Lisa about that I haven't got to yet. I can see a scenario where, according to the screen sizes, I want 56 inches of screen, but just like LCD televisions, the measurement of the screen is the diagonal measurement of the screen, right?
Okay.
And so like we'll say a Humminbird Apex 13 says it's a 13. So you're like 13 inch screen. Well, the measurement just has to round up diagonally to 16. So if it's 12.667 inches or whatever, and you got 4 of those screens, that's going to round down to 55 inches instead of 56 inches. Is that how are we actually measuring the inches, or are we going by an Apex 13, an HDS 12? Are we calling it what it is as far as the model number? That's what my question is going to be.
Yeah, it should be the measurement.
Well, I think at every time in a man's life,
it's crazy we're talking about that.
Yeah, you got to measure inches sometimes.
Sometimes you got to measure inches.
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge difference between 5 3/4 and 6, I would say.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, which is about average.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely. What if they would have said no forward facing?
I would have been disappointed in the league for, shutting it down and not, again, using it as an educational opportunity, because I think the propaganda has been so blown out of proportion of, forward-facing sonar means jig head minnow. That's it. Whereas it's actually a learning tool. You can use it for topwater fishing and flipping and ledge fishing and dragging a jig and everything else you do. It makes you more efficient on the water. So I would have been disappointed if they would have completely, gotten rid of forward facing sonar, because I don't think it's, I don't think it's fair to anglers like myself that were good at other techniques and good at other technologies before forward facing. And then I got good at forward facing, and that, was me having an edge in forward facing and staying up on technology was a way that I was able to qualify for the Elite Series, and then it get taken away. Similar to how a lot of the guys that are complaining about forward facing that are in their 40s, 50s, 60s were able to maximize on mapping and down imaging and side imaging and push the generation above them out. That it was okay when they were pushing those guys out, but now they're complaining about it. And saying that it's not a sporting way to catch fish, or it's changed the way they fish to a point where it's not exciting to watch, when the numbers don't even say that. So yeah, I would have been disappointed that they made that decision. Not selfishly for myself, but just for where the sport is going. I would have been disappointed to see that something that I see as just another tool, another way to make you more efficient, which we all want to be more efficient. Yeah. I don't think any of the 3 of us or anyone listening to this wants to be like, yeah, I could have caught 71 fish today, but it was way better that it was hard on me and I only caught 1 12-incher today. I learned a lot more from that. Like, I don't think that's what we want from our fishing experience. At the same time, I don't think it should be easier. It should be like, we should be able to have something electronic with AI be like cast here and work your bait like this, and it works your rod for you and you catch the fish. But that's not what forward facing is. Maybe it'll get there someday, but I mean, I just feel like it was a lot of propaganda that was fake about how the technology actually works to get to the point where we're even discussing this and banning this at this point. But yeah, that's I guess how I feel about it.
I don't know this for sure, but I assume that the reason that they didn't ban it is because of kind of what you said, where guys had spent a lot of time getting good at it, and they didn't, I feel like they probably didn't want to jump the gun like they did with something else that they banned years ago. But they wanted
unrightfully
to learn as much about it first before they made a decision, and in waiting. And there was a whole group of anglers that spent a lot of time getting good at this. And if you took it away, then you're taking away a major skill set of those anglers. And that wouldn't be fair. And I mean, that's got to be the decision. If they banned it right when the technology came out and they said, this is not cool, we're not into it, we don't want it to go that direction, and they just got rid of it right away, then I don't think there would be these big discussions. I think it would have been like, all right, it's gone. And no one would have thought about it because no one would have gotten into it enough to get used to it. But
absolutely, it's something I've been using it since 2019. It's crazy that it took so long for the general public to be like, oh no, this is cheating, because it went from like, holy shit, that's so cool. Yeah. I got to watch on Ben Milliken's screen, because I was one of the first guys, or one of the only guys that was sharing my screen and recording the screen settings and stuff. It went from that is the coolest thing in the world to just like a million comments saying how terrible of a human being I was, and everyone that's using it.
Hold on. I mean, this is stupid. I don't even enough of this. Yeah. When did everybody start yelling? When did everybody in Ryan? We talked about when did everybody in bass fishing start yelling? I mean, we went through bullshit in 2019, right? Big shift, negativity in bassing. Is that what let the demons in?
That's when it
was
happened.
That when the demons came in?
What happened in social media and it's also around the same time that Facebook started a long time ago, but not everybody had a Facebook page until I feel like around that time. It's like most people had a Facebook page, 19, 18, 17, whatever. And then the split happened, and then social media just blew it up. And everyone with a face or not even you don't even need a face. You just need hands to type or to click.
Part of the problem.
And then you can put your opinion out there, and then everybody's arguing on social media, and it's not real. It's not real.
Whatever happened to parking lot fights? I love parking lot fights.
If you get it, and that doesn't even happen very often. If you actually talk to somebody in a parking lot, you'll have a decent discussion about something, and then you go your separate ways, and you can be like, that guy's an idiot in the truck on the way home. But nobody says it to anyone's face. It's just keyboard warriors. It's all it is.
So 2019 is your theory. That's when everybody started yelling.
I think that's when everybody started yelling, was around the split.
How about you, Benny? When you think everybody started yelling?
Well, they didn't start yelling about the forward-facing stuff then. I'd post the stuff and it'd blow up people's minds. It'd blow my own mind. It was the coolest thing in the world to be like, holy shit, we can target fish that we haven't been able to target before. Yeah. How cool is that? Like, people talk about that like it's a negative thing. That's a great thing that we can target fish that we haven't been able to before. That's what the point of side imaging. That's what was great about side imaging, and that's what was great about mapping and the improvements in mapping, which are constantly still happening. Like, it's just.
I love all that. I love the fact that we can target these fish. I just hate staring at the screen. I fished a tournament last weekend in Sturgeon Bay, and after the first day, everybody's like, dude, did you see? Apparently there was some crazy thing where the sun was coming through the clouds really weird and creating this crazy effect. Everybody's showing me pictures on their phone. And they're like, you didn't see that? I'm like, nah, I was staring at the screen the whole time. I didn't look up. I didn't see one of the coolest. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I'm like, nah, I didn't. Yeah. I was looking.
Yeah, and then I can understand that argument too. 100%. I see where people can come from with that.
But I liked that I was looking at.
I just don't care anymore.
They were chasing my bait, and
I'm like James Watson on the show last week. Just enough. Just fish. Whatever. Do what you're gonna. Just go fishing. Do what you're gonna do. It's all gonna come out in the wash. You do it this. Let's play a game. You guys want to play a game?
Let's play a game.
Okay.
Let's play a game. let's play a game called The Simple Life. You ready? The Simple Life of
with
Bass.
Paris Hilton and Nikki.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a great show.
Lionel Richie's daughter.
Lionel Richie's
Lionel
daughter.
Richie,
Yeah. She
Nicole
was
Richie.
stuck on
Nicole Richie.
you, stuck on you, like a simple pain to step between the pain. I don't even know what Lionel Richie's. But anyway, yeah, The Simple Life. Awfully glad you stayed. Anyway. Welcome back to the Ben Milliken Show. This is a little segment called The Simple Life, and let's just think of things that are when Bassin was simple. Okay, Ben?
Let's do it.
And I'll give the first example of simple life in Bassin, and then we're just gonna take turns. All right, we'll talk about it a little if you want. All right, here's simple life, Bassin. Night crawlers, split shots, and snelled hooks. That's the simple life, ain't it?
How long is your snell?
Well, I usually just bought the 8-inch package.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
the
The
Eagle Claw?
8-inch snell.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes I even put it right on
like
a
the
gosh
6
dang
inch.
snap swivel. Didn't even care. Hook that night crawler on there, thread it as many times as I could, and throw that thing out there.
Yep.
That's a simple life.
But that was the big argument back then. How long is your snell?
Yeah. How long is the snell? Or how do you put the?
Oh, you're using brass? I like lead.
Yeah, exactly. And then, Ben, where did it go from there? Lead to versus tungsten.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that was the first step from night crawlers and snell knots, but
lead in the progression from lead was to tungsten. I mean,
Then there was those ones made out of rocks too.
Yeah, those Fishing University, Charles Ingram one. Yes, they were made out of
Diamond Gusset jeans.
Diamond Gusset jeans, Carolina rig rocks. And now we worry about forward-facing sonar.
Yeah. Well, this whole thing came up because this morning my first thought, like when I woke up, was, man, I remember when there's always a big topic in bass fishing, like before all this stuff, before all the social media, and even during social media, but there was always a big topic in bass fishing, and it wasn't people yelling at each other, but maybe like making fun of you because you still had full-size guides and I'm using micro guides.
Yeah, micro guides are the coolest.
Like, you don't have micro guides yet?
Yeah.
Like that was a big topic for like a year. Like, micro guide, you're more accurate with your cast, which is not true.
Yeah.
But those kind of disappeared, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, now they're like,
especially in the
now
north.
they're right in the middle. They're kind of right in the middle now. They're medium size. Yeah, but we had to go through the full size to the micro to get to the.
That's funny.
But that was, I thought about that. I'm like, that was a great time in bass fishing.
How about this technology? You guys ain't gonna beat me with my bleeding bait hooks. My hooks are red. You ain't gonna catch more fish than me. My plug's got red hooks, son.
Hey, let's go from there. We're talking about red. Let's talk about the laser lure.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We have one right over there. Actually, there's a laser lure.
Yep.
Mike Iconelli and then FBD. They were the spokespeople for it.
But I mean, honestly, if those two weren't in their prime when they were sponsored by them, would they have ever really done anything more than a damn infomercial brand?
No. And I used to drive my dog nuts with that laser lure. Boy, I'll tell you, that was something.
Followed by the Livingston.
Yeah. Yep.
After Randy won the classic.
After he won the classic on a DT.
Yeah, DT6.
I made a Facebook post when he won that, applauding him on being honest on stage, because he was like not sponsored by Rapala, and he's like, I caught all my fish on day. I was like, it's refreshing to see a guy say what he's using even when it's outside of his sponsor. And then he reneged on the whole thing and said it was a Livingston.
Man, the check came.
I was like, come on, dude.
Hey, here's another one.
Man.
Here's another one.
Business, but
get ready, guys. I'm going to kick your ass now. You know why? Because I can use a 10-foot flip stick.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. Remember all the 9 and 10-foot crank rods that came out? After they went from the 8 limit to
gosh dang, they had to build different boats.
That was a full year of discussion.
Yeah.
It just got a 9-foot flip stick.
Skeet Reese was so happy.
Yeah.
He really was. And now he's inducted.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
And induced.
Ben, what do you got another one from craziness? A healthy topic.
I'm trying to think of another thing that was, I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be gimmicky. It can be
just anything that kind of rocks the bass fishing world.
We're
for
talking
a
about a
year
competitive
or so.
edge.
Yeah.
Well, the chatterbait obviously was
oh yeah,
something else.
That's
but
real.
I mean, that's even more so than to me, that's more so than like a Senko, because Senko is just like, God damn it. That's something else that just like, it's so effective. And I don't really want to learn it, but I got to have them in there and I got to learn it. And you start learning, and you're like, all right, it works. I'll use it then. You just kind of ease into it. But a chatterbait was something that was just like, nah, that's pretty gimmicky looking. And then it was just,
I know.
I
hated
remember
the damn thing.
I remember my buddy who didn't fish very much, he's a casual fisherman, showed up with one day. I'm like, that thing is stupid. And then he taught the hell out of him on it. And I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna go get some.
To me, I mean, when we start having more niche stuff,
yeah,
like the glide bait was something that
that rocked.
I didn't. And when I say glide, I mean you can just call it like a single jointed, 6+ inch hard swim bait.
Yep.
And man, that's something that wasn't understood until I guess maybe a couple of years ago.
Yeah, and they were out there too. I mean, they were out there.
Yeah.
I had that Jackal Gyron, whatever. I had that thing like more than 10 years ago.
That bluegill bait.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know what the hell I was doing with that thing.
Of course.
I'm like, they didn't eat it, and I put it down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember watching
Yeah.
videos, guys using the jointed claw, and I'm just like, why? It's just like not doing much. I'm like, what? And I'm just starting. That's when maybe that was when I got into JDM stuff so much and started, studying movements of baits and how that affected fish, that I really got into the big bait stuff. And I was just like, something to that a little bit, because I watched the tactical bassing videos way back like 10, 12 years ago for tournament stuff.
Sure.
And I'm like, I have zero money for nice electronics. And so I'm watching all these guys win tournaments offshore, but I don't have side imaging. I don't have any money to do anything to my boat. Half the time, my damn engine, my Evinrude Ficht wouldn't start. So I'd just be trolling motor around. These guys be blasting off. I'd just be like, well, I'm fishing here in the trolling motor, I guess. But, I figured out I could throw like a 6-inch Huddleston swim bait. And these guys were all throwing them like, crawling them, fishing them like a jig, big ones in California and stuff. And I couldn't get bit like that. So I started throwing it against like jetties and stuff, and underneath like public fishing docks where little kids were throwing bluegill back and stuff. And it was just like, that was my way to freaking catch a 5-pounder
lunchtime
multiple.
That's awesome.
That's right. That was my way to catch a big fish in a tournament or multiple. So like, just, that was kind of my evolution with big baits. And that, I think the glide bait was something that was just kind of like, is this going to be next? That's what the Japanese guys are saying. Is this going to be next? Yeah. And now it turned into being next.
Degum Edo technology.
This is what's kind of bothering me, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm missing something, but right now, in the last year or two, with the live scope discussion, everybody yelling at each other about live scope, what has been the discussion? Has there been anything bait wise other than the minnow? Like, I guess the minnow is a big topic, but there's no big topic on baits or techniques right now. It took and I hate
there's nothing out there at all. Nothing. I
wanted to go back to talking about non-punctured cull tags. Like you're still using punctured cull tags? You suck. Like, I want to go back to that. That was easy.
Yeah.
There's other things out there that
what's
I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say on here.
Well, come on, you got to change the narrative. Tell us something.
You've heard some of it. You talked to Taku when he won.
Yeah, we got the powder here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we got.
It wasn't the powder.
We got the good powder though.
Yeah.
The real stuff.
And Corey's got that bucket of bait. That's bucket of bait that he's got.
Yeah, you chums.
You got the dice.
Yeah, the fuzzy dice. All that stuff.
Everybody's making their own dice.
Hey, you guys want to play some more games?
More games.
Hey, this is a exercise in futility, as we may say. And Ben, what are you looking at, Ben? That was a crazy look. What was that? Oh, you got pen and paper. He's ready.
Pen and paper. You told me. You're like, you got to take pen and paper.
Okay.
Have it ready. I was like,
now, Andy, do you have? I should have told you about this, Andy. But do you still have that Jeopardy stuff? You still got that Jeopardy music? Because this is what we're gonna do. This is called things we need and things we don't need in bass fishing.
Oh,
yeah. In bass fishing, Ben Milliken and Ryan Whitaker, and play along at home if you'd like. I'd like you to write down 3 things that we need in bass fishing that we don't have. Okay. And 3 things in bass fishing that we don't need that we do have. Does that make sense?
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So 3 things in bass fishing that we need
Oh, my brain is running.
that we don't have,
All right.
and 3 things in bass fishing that we don't need that we already have. 3
You
things.
should have done those separately, Pat, because now we're going to be writing stuff down for 15 minutes instead of talking on your podcast.
No. I can
I'm
talk.
ready.
I mean, it's three little topics. 3 little topics. Things we need in bass fishing that we don't have, and things that we do not need.
Did you write some down ahead?
Oh,
of
I
time
wrote
when
them
you
down.
came
I
up with
cheated.
this?
I
Yeah,
cheated.
that's messed up, Pat.
Well, no, I'm and the Bass Galaxy's writing it down at home. Hopefully, they're playing. Maybe they can get it in for their questions for Ben Milliken. Maybe you'll have some of the same answers as Ben Milliken. What do you think?
You better start with some of yours that you cheated and wrote down, Pat, while we're still thinking and writing.
Well, I don't want you to steal one of mine. You know what I mean?
That's
I don't
true.
want. That's why I could sing Jeopardy music. But listen, here's the first thing that we need in bass fishing that we do not have.
I got mine. I'm ready.
You got them all right?
Yeah, I'm
okay.
ready.
All right.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to go first then. Ben, do you have all your needs done or no?
I'm on to don't needs, but I only have 2 of 3 needs, so I think
That's good enough. That's
I only have
fine, Ben.
2 important needs.
Okay. So do you want me to go first still?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
The
go
first thing we need in bass fishing is capes.
Capes.
We need capes in bass fishing because, Ben, think how cool you would look in a cape running down.
I want to look like Jordan Lee on Zona's show.
Yes,
like the one
there
that
you go. I
the
forgot
one
about that.
Frank Costanza was hanging out with the guy with the cape,
With
like
the
that
cape.
kind of cape.
Capes make you look very
It was Larry
distinguished.
David. Yeah.
And you going down the boat in the bass or the lake in the Bass Cat in a cape, that would be pretty awesome.
I like capes.
Yeah. So let's add capes to bassing.
What is cape weather, anyways?
Now, it depends on the material.
Mid 60s.
It depends on the material. There's light capes. There's heavy capes. Sims has all those.
Okay.
Yeah. All those stuff. Here's the next thing we need in bass fishing: cheerleaders. We need cheerleaders. I've talked to Jerry McInnes about this when he was alive. Aaron Martins and I both agreed we need cheerleaders in bass fishing.
Okay.
Okay. Cheerleaders. The third thing I picked that we need in bass fishing: fights.
Fights.
We need more fights. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
right.
We do. I mean, and I don't mean.
I like that.
I mean, and fights in a way to settle shit. Real fights, not keyboard crap, not this and that. Hey, you said this about me. Come on, let's go talk a minute, man. Let's just talk and see what
I got them done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. I like it.
Right.
Ben Milliken, give us your 3 things that we need in bass fishing.
Number 1, we have angler unity. And what I mean by that is some type of anglers association, players association, anything. It's something I talk with Ike about it, but it's impossible.
PAA.
Yeah, it's impossible to do in our sport, I feel like, because it's such a selfish sport, for better or for worse, but it has to happen to where anglers have some type of representation. Otherwise, we're going to continue fishing for and working for our employer. We're not working for a sport or playing a sport. We're simply working for a company that we're paying $50,000 in entry fees a year to go to work for.
So unity.
I agree.
Unity. Angler unity is something that we need. I like it, Ben.
Yep.
Okay. What's your next one?
Better format.
What's that mean?
So this goes against the roots of everyone that is a bass fishing fan. But if we're all going to talk about wanting bass fishing to be more entertaining to watch, if we're going to talk about wanting more non-endemics to be a part of it, if we're going to talk about wanting to make more money, which is the goal of everyone that is a part of the bass fishing part of the sport, we can't have a 4-day tournament that is 8 hours long each day, a 32-hour format that is spread out throughout the course of 9 months
with
or
one
7
guy
months.
in front of a boat.
Yeah. Correct. Because we all know, the 3 of us and everyone watching this know that you're not going to find the best fisherman on the planet, the angler of the year, by fishing for an hour on 3 different days consecutively, obviously, right? The way to find the best fisherman in a tournament is to spend as long a time as possible on that body of water. The way to find the best fisherman, the angler of the year that year that was the most consistent, is to fish 9 events or even more over the course of a lot of days on a lot of different parts of the country on a lot of different times of the year. But that is not entertaining to watch. That is not what sells. That is not what's going to get non-endemics interested in the sport. That is not what's going to get people that are kind of on the fence about joining the sport or interested in sport. That's not what's going to get people that don't have any interest in sport to watch at all. If you want to tune in and watch someone for 8 hours or 5 hours fishing, you have to be a freaking fish head and obsessed with it. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just not that entertaining. I don't care.
What's the solution? What's the solution, Benny?
I don't know what the exact format solution would be, but if we're going to start talking about like golf or NASCAR and stuff like that, we have to have tournaments every single weekend, and it has to be for a shorter period of the year, and it has to be substantially shorter amount of time to be able to figure out who the winner is. And that's going against my roots and what I believe in bass fishing. But if we truly want things to get to where we want it to be, where we're all making, good money and having these non-endemic sponsors come out of the woodwork and be able to sponsor it, like golf is not entertaining to watch, right? But if you're a Tiger Woods fan or name your favorite golfer, you're able to watch them on every single hole for a couple hours because that's how long it takes, to play your 18 holes each day if you want to. If you're a NASCAR fan, it's not exciting to watch cars drive around in a circle. But if you're a fan of the sport, if you're a fan of a specific driver, you're able to watch them for 3 hours and they win or they lose and they move on to the next week to the next track. And it's easy to follow. Our sport is not easy to follow. We go from this place. And first of all, why is the Classic the third tournament of the year? It was qualified for the previous year.
I get it.
That is so confusing and mind blowing. Like if it was at the start of the season, still confusing, still don't like it, but I understand it if you want to have like qualifiers all the way until November, like we do with the team series. But we're so confusing to follow. We go from Texas and we're there in January, February. Then we have our championship from the previous year that everyone takes a break for, and then we're all over the place. We don't end the season until August, even though it was only 9 weeks of the year. We got to have somewhat more of a continuous. It's the same thing with YouTube and posting videos on social media. People want to follow a story. They want to follow something continuous. And if you have a month and a half in between tournaments, it's only during 6 months of the year, 7 months of the year, the entire year. Like, why does professional baseball still work 162 games? It's because they play every single day.
Well,
right?
They did put a pitch clock in too, which is helping.
Yeah, exactly. And a pitch clock was like sacrilege, but they still pulled it off.
It's awesome, though. It's awesome.
It really is. It's
all
really
the players
great.
love it too.
I mean, you're a football fan, fall. Every weekend, I get to sit down on this day and I get to watch football. Now, of course, they've spread it to Thursday because they
Friday, Sunday.
But we have to have something where we have more competition, and we can't have 4-day tournaments every weekend. That's not a thing. And nobody wants to watch 4-day tournaments. Like when I say nobody, I mean 95% of people that fish don't want to watch 4-day tournaments.
Right.
I mean, it's just facts. I mean, there might be 10,000 people that do, but there is not 95% of people that do. So we got to change our format. And I don't have the answer for it because I don't have the data for it, but we got to figure out a way to make a 3-hour event. Every event that we want to watch in professional sports is 3 hours long. Or even shorter. Baseball goes 3.5 sometimes. But like, we have to make something watchable for 3 hours.
You do that?
Well, listen. Like,
I don't know, but you got to do it.
I get it. I mean,
Look, I'm gonna say something crazy here, but I don't love. The live coverage is great. It's nice that you can tune in and watch for 8 hours a day. It's nice, but I have a harder time following the tournaments now than when I did when they did the 1 hour edits, which they don't do anymore. The 1 hour edit of the tournament a week after the tournament. That's when all my favorite memories of bass fishing are from those 1 hour edits. Pat, would you agree?
I agree. Yeah, that's what
you agree. Because who's that
too.
time? If you're a fisherman, how are you gonna watch? You're gonna watch 8 hours, 4 days in a row. You're fishing,
or you're working.
or you're working. Yeah.
So
sorry,
like Ben said, we got a Sunday.
Yeah.
We got 4 months of the year, and every Sunday,
If
you know,
you-
there's a Bassin event.
Yeah, Ben,
And
if
maybe
you
it's 3 hours a day.
if you make a YouTube video, you're not showing every single thing that happened throughout
Correct.
the day. You're editing
Correct.
it. And
Yep.
that because no one wants to watch the whole freaking day on the
Yep.
water, and you tying
mean,
knots and everything.
It's
They wanna see
tough.
the highlight.
It's tough logistically with our sport because of it costs a lot to tow a boat and weigh-in stage and everything
Yeah.
to the ramp and to drive it all over the place and to practice and whatever. But it's just flat out not a watchable format for the masses, and we aren't going to become anything that's a really lucrative sport without the masses. And really the crazy thing is, like,
Forget the masses.
everyone-
I'm talking
everyone
about me. Like, I'm a
Exactly,
hardcore bass
exactly.
fisherman. I
They
love
say
the
that
sport, and I
more
can't
more
tell.
people fish than play golf and tennis combined.
It's nuts, dude.
Yeah.
And it's true, but it's not a watchable or relatable format. And if that means we need to
Yep.
fish in John boats, that might be part of it too. I don't freaking know, but like something has to change with that. And
love
something doesn't have to change. with
Fly-in
it.
events like Ray
Yeah,
Scott
when they
had.
did that
Oh,
thing
dude,
where they
that would
sent
be-
everybody over to catch peacocks. Out of the
Honestly,
canoe.
if it was up to me, we'd fish 50 tournaments a year, 1-day tournaments with no practice. We'd just show up and fish, not know where it was at. I would love that. But that's
And then
Yeah,
Fun's
that
going to
was
be
good.
like, why did I retire?
Yeah,
exactly.
All right, we got angler unity. We have better format. And what else is going to make bass fishing better? What do we need, Ben Milliken?
Number 3 is Mark Zona. I don't know
God
if you've
bless
heard of
you.
the guy. We need
God
Mark Zona to
bless
be
you.
part of it.
God bless you, Ben Milliken. And
yes,
what the hell kind of joke is this? Mark, how can we do this without Mark Zona?
I know
How can we do live bass fishing without Mark Zona?
it's hard, man.
This is
We're-
bullshit.
Zona and Sanders. I mean,
He is not allowed to retire. Neither is Tommy. Now, when Tommy goes, it's just, what are we going to do?
as a
Yeah, it's
Cubs
almost
fan,
like we
that
should-
was my Harry Carey.
Yeah.
I know.
You know,
It sucks. It's like at the same time, as a friend of Zona, someone that's helped me out since I was, trying to qualify for the open or do the opens thing and everything. He's been so supportive of me and so, close and helpful for me. But yeah, man, he's just never going to be replaced in the sport.
So
Yep.
when Z announced it, I texted him, and this is what Z texted back to me. I don't think he'd mind if I share it publicly. He says, Pat, in a weird way, I felt like when Forrest Gump went running and stopped and went home. It's exactly how I felt.
I think I'll go home now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Z
Yeah.
texted to me.
Yeah. He was running.
At the same time, I'm so happy for him to be
Yeah.
able to enjoy. Selfishly, we want him, of course, forever.
Yeah. To
But,
be able to retire out of a career of bass fishing. in
yeah,
bass
and
fishing,
just to be able to
that's
go
amazing.
to go focus his time on his own thing. That's amazing. That's something that I can really respect, and I'm
God
so
bless
happy
you,
for
Mark.
him for that.
And I don't know how I'm still in therapy about this, but I'm gonna
Yeah, it's not gonna really hit until we start the year next year.
yeah, exactly. Tighten up, Ronnie.
Yep.
All
right, you want
hey,
my,
wait,
my needs?
Yeah, go give us your needs, Pop.
All right,
Let's do it.
I'm gonna keep them quick. Well, it kind of piggybacking on what Ben said, but different format. I remember the invitationals, or not the invitationals.
The whole courses.
No. That's
Top
great too.
100s.
That's great too. Top 100s where they
Mega bucks.
pro and a co, or 2 pros in a boat.
Yeah, those were the invitationals.
Invitationals.
Yes,
There
sir.
you go. Yeah, the pro draw derbs.
Oh,
Okay. If you want entertainment, put 2 pros in a boat.
Matt
And
Herron and
Eh,
Ben Milliken.
Exactly. Matt Herron, Randall Thorpe.
That'd
But,
be incredible.
You put these guys in a boat and let them split time.
Yeah.
They got to split time 4 hours and 4 hours, and you got a camera in every boat. And
I
there's
like
going there's going to be there'll be drama at times. There will be good friendships. There will be, guys playing nice, guys playing dirty, whatever.
Great
You're
idea.
going to have that. And if there's any, it's pretty obvious to me that if you have reality TV, which is what this would be, all reality TV is drama. That's all it is. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You can do anything as long as there's a little bit of drama and a bunch of people will watch it.
Yep.
If you add
yeah.
2 pros in a boat and there's drama, they'll watch it. Doesn't matter.
Dude, I think that's great along the format lines. What else you got,
Yep.
bud?
Co-anglers. I know there's a lot of leagues.
You want co-anglers?
Well, no, not at the pro level.
Oh.
But I know there's a lot of the lower level leagues that are talking about getting rid of co-anglers, and that they're blaming live scope because the co-anglers are complaining about being on the back while guys scoping. But you need co-anglers at a level. Okay, there's got to be a level with co-anglers, because co-anglers, I watched it firsthand in my bass club that we started in 2010, 2011. Almost every co-angler we started with has a boat now and is fishing bigger tournaments. And that's how you get people very into it to buy boats. So you have to have co-anglers.
Got me in the derps.
If they get rid of them at a bunch of these levels and they're only at the club level and there's not a little bit of a carrot, to compete at a little bit higher level, I think it would hurt the sport.
Should just have a co-angler only league.
Bank fishing.
Yeah, that's
How about Tesla self-driven boat and they fish in the back?
Yeah, co-angler only.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like
my third need is a pro league without entry fees. There has to be a legitimized professional league without entry fees. You have to qualify. This carrot on the stick of a $55,000 entry fee pro league is not cutting out. I'm sorry, the sport's been out way too long, and there needs to be a league now where guys going to college to bass fish, and then it's like, oh, what do you want? I want to be a bass fisherman. Well, what does that mean? Well, if I get to the highest level, then I have to call and try to get sponsors and pay my entry fees. No, there needs to be that carrot needs to be bigger.
Okay. I like it. And that kind of goes along with what Benny said too. I love it. I love it. Good job, guys. I think that we need all that stuff, and it might make bass in a better place, the Bass Galaxy a better place. Here's what we do not need, in my opinion. And I believe this needs no explanation. We don't need crybabies. We don't need copycats, and we don't need cheaters.
True.
That's what we don't need. That's what we do not need in bassing. And if you cheat, you get the shit beat out of you.
Yeah. That's a need.
That's a need.
Yeah.
Benny, what do you got? Well,
touching on what Popcorn just said, entry fees is number one.
We don't need entry fees.
But at the same time, I also understand that we're working for a company, and why would Chase not charge entry fees when he could say to the guys that don't want entry fees, then get the F out, and I'll have a bunch more crackheads hop in and fish the Elite Series tournaments. No problem.
That goes back to your unionizing.
Yeah.
Correct. That's what the union would be for. Okay. Number two, weigh-ins. I don't want to get too MLF-y, boy duckety, but I think our job is to catch the 5 biggest fish each day. And goes back to my thing we talked about earlier. It is not to spend half the day trying to keep your fish alive with different types of methods. Yeah. And if we're actually going to talk about caring about the health of our fisheries and keeping fish alive, then we should have marshals every event and scales, just like we do at the Lake Fork.
Like we did in Texas when I was with you.
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
we could do that with scales on the boat. I mean, I understand with the waves and everything that leads to a couple ounces of difference each tournament. But I think the only thing weigh-ins are good for is your ego and for BASS's pockets at best. I mean,
then those ounces balance out because you get fish coughing up shad and crawfish.
Exactly.
But I love weigh-ins though. I love them.
I do too. But what are they good for when it comes down to an angler? What do they do for the angler? Get a picture to post?
The crowd. I don't know.
What's the crowd though? Like besides the 2 Texas events, the crowd is, 75 people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
wives, kids.
Yeah, but then
it is nice to have the
crowd. You also have the crowd that's watching. I mean,
online.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, so there is. True. I mean,
but they would watch throughout the day too.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, but I respect your opinion, but I still value the big show. I still value that.
I like the show. I like the show for sure, but I feel like if we're going to come from an angler side of things, I don't think it does anything for the angler besides your ego of holding fish up. I think we can do something better than a live fish weigh-in. I don't know. That's just where I come from when we talk about appealing to a larger audience. I think it appeals to 100 people. I don't know if it appeals to anything more than that.
I'm with you. Okay.
Yep.
I have to think about that.
Yeah.
And then the last thing, I don't know if I was kind of reaching for this one, but basing our standing upon cable TV deals, because I think that we're still focusing so much on what this television network is doing and what they're saying and what they're picking up, when it's a really hard way to tell the numbers on what's actually happening when we keep basing things off a television network deal. And I know social media, we start talking about impressions and stuff. Those numbers get really fuzzy as well. But I know there's a better way to broadcast live our sport than to put it on one channel on cable television.
What's the way?
Well, I think the way is absolutely to spend the money on putting Starlink on the lakes that we don't have good reception, which is most of them. Put a Starlink in every single person's boat and have a live camera in every single boat, even if it's just a GoPro on a stick, and being able to have the audience click on whatever angler they want to watch throughout the day. I think that is the way to do it live.
Interesting, Ben.
Yep.
So audience choice. It's like a menu.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%. I mean, that's what you do in golf. I mean, you get to see your favorite golfer every single hole if they're in contention within the top, 20, 25. And I realize, people aren't going to want to tune into me when I'm sucking ass. But, I also see every single tournament there, people are like, well, why isn't Ben on live? Why isn't he on live? It's like, well, because I'm in 83rd place. But at the same time, people don't turn in to watch, Ben Milliken doing well or because he's in the top 10 or whatever. They tune in to watch their favorite angler. Like if we want to actually have people that are fans of the sport and following people because they're fishermen, because they're personalities or because they're fans for whatever reason, they need to have the option to watch live that angler. That would be absolutely huge.
Yeah, if I want to tune into a guy that has the best roll cast, I can.
You're a thinker.
Yeah.
You're a thinker, Milliken.
Yeah, I mean, I would want to watch like Robertson or Fighter or, I want to watch these guys.
Let's watch Hackney all day.
Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean,
like, yeah.
So the only thing I don't agree with you on, I think, is the weigh-in thing. And that's not that I don't agree with you.
No, I can understand that.
Different solution. Like,
I agree.
That is so like, and again, like you said, it's been ingrained. 5 fish mentality, weigh them in. Fish care is so important. This is what we love. I don't know what I would do in life without a bass, but but I still live for those weigh-ins, dude. I love hearing Mercer.
Yep.
I love hearing you guys on the stage. Yeah. I mean, I love all that stuff. So, pretty damn good. Pretty damn good stuff. So we do and we don't need. Ryan, you want to do your 3 real quick?
I got my
run them down.
Don'ts.
Run them down.
I had a similar thing with the weigh-ins, but not at the professional level. I like the weigh-in at the professional level. I want to see those fish come in, and that's great. But high school fishing has exploded. High school bass tournaments are everywhere. Huge ones too. 300 boats, stuff like that. In a high school bass tournament, you have a boat captain who's not fishing. Okay. How hard would it be to get a scale in the hands of every boat captain and have him weigh the fish?
There you go.
You don't need to. I mean, I realize I'm kind of contradicting, but at the pro level, I think we need the weigh-in. That's the pro level. You bring the fish in, you weigh the fish. But at these lower levels, and I'm not even just talking high school, college, whatever, anything low level that's low money, that there's not huge stakes on the line, weigh the fish in the boat.
DNR mandatory live release.
The guy there, he's not fishing. Weigh the fish.
Okay.
Write it down.
We got weigh-ins.
First thing that definitely comes to mind with that scares me is I know how competitive those high school fishing dads are. Yep. So that's scary.
Well, we already eliminated them in my thing.
High school football coaches cheat too.
Yep, for sure.
What else you got?
Okay. One thing we don't need: closed-minded and one-sided debate in bass fishing. All right. Right now,
what does that even mean?
Right now, if you say something, well, I know that anglers are scared, especially professional anglers are scared to voice their opinion about any of these controversial topics, because if they even say their opinion about it, they get pigeonholed as just an old turd that denies electronics or whatever. You got to respect the anglers, especially the veteran anglers, and at least hear their argument. You can disagree with it, but the bashing of these guys, When I saw people go at Clark Wendlandt, I don't care what he said. That guy is one of the legends of the sport.
Yeah. You got to be respectful of the legends. I agree.
Respect it. If you disagree with it, disagree with it. But you don't have to blast the
How many
guy
times have you disagreed
social
with your
media.
dad, Ryan?
Exactly.
When Dave told you
Exactly.
to do something.
Yeah, when your dad pisses
You know?
you off, you don't go on Facebook and be like,
Yeah.
Dad. Yeah, whatever. Nobody's doing that. Third thing is kind of the same thing, but we don't need disrespect to veteran anglers or young anglers. And those are the two targets that I hear the most of. The older anglers bashing the young anglers bashing the older
Or
anglers.
even middle-aged rookies.
Or even middle-aged rookies.
Yes.
Exactly. And whatever.
Especially.
Bass fishing is so small. I know that bass fishing has a lot of people in it, but it's so small compared to other professional sports or sports in general. And I mean, if you meet a bass fisherman, if you're at a birthday party with your wife or girlfriend or whatever, and there's no other fisherman there, you run into one fisherman, you guys are best friends.
That's how
night.
Kevin VanDam and Mark Zona got together.
And that guy could have a totally different
And
opinion on
ER.
live scope, but you're still going to hang out in the corner of the bar the rest of the night because you're both into bass fishing. If you're hardcore into bass fishing, we should all be cool. You can disagree, but no disrespect to someone just because they're of this age or of that age. They're all into this sport. We're all into the same thing. We're all alive at the same time. Let's be cool.
Yeah. Block it be tripping.
Yeah. Unless someone's cheating or doing something sketchy, be cool and respect people's opinion and hear it.
Ryan.
And tell them.
Well said, Ryan Whitaker. Standing up for the legends.
I
like it.
Don't stop making fun of Clark Wendlandt.
Yeah.
Everybody.
We love Clark.
That guy. He went AOY, what, 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too shabby.
Yeah. He's not just an old dude who's denying things. He just doesn't like what he's seeing, and listen to his argument.
I like Clark.
That's it. I like Clark too.
Let's do some viewer questions. Okay. You gonna answer anything, Ben? Can I ask anything?
Let's send it. Go for it.
Let's do this now. All right, I'm just going in order. Rockin', just keep sending them if you got them. Get your questions in for Ben Milliken. He said he'll answer anything. And here's the first one. This is to Ben and I. This is to you and I. It says, Ben and Pat, this is from Eric Kerpachik. He says,
Eastern European guy.
yeah. Mane and tail or head and shoulders? Head and shoulders.
I don't know what mane and tail is, and definitely head and shoulders, I guess.
Okay.
That's some horse stuff.
Yeah, mane and tail is what they
Farm
use
and
for
Queen.
horse. Yeah, that's what they remember in Blades of Glory? Yeah, that's what he used.
Oh, yep. Yep.
That was mane and tail. That's
It's a great movie.
Yes, it is.
So stupid. So good.
But you need some mane and tail and a special brush. Ben Milliken is what you need. So yeah, I don't even know the stuff I use is some coconut stuff or something. I don't know. It isn't even phrases. All right. Here's the next one. Let's see. Well, we did that. Is Ben gonna fish the elites next year? And we did that.
Answer was absolutely.
Jack Belt says, "What up, Ben?"
Hi, Jack.
All right, here we go. After your first season on the elites, what's the biggest misconception you had going in? And that's from Derek Bendisky.
What's up, Derek? Biggest misconception, I guess. It might have been not until we had our angler meeting, but really what I didn't realize was you qualify for the top level. These guys are so freaking incredibly good that you can't even fathom. I still can't. I still don't understand how good some of these guys are, and I probably never will. That they're still they're real people, and they're just it's not a lot of the arguments and the disagreements and the ideas and the thoughts that goes through their head are exactly what you would see if you went to your local bass club meeting with 12 guys in the club.
Yes, it is. It really
It's really crazy that it's that meeting that we had, the one meeting, which I guess was like the first meeting in like 3 or 4 years.
The
It was
first
like
one of the year?
it was like no, this last one at Champlain. It was like the
Oh.
exact same meeting and ideas and crazy ideas and thoughts that you'd go like at your local bass club meeting, and the complaints and everything. It was like, wow. I mean, you come this far and it's still the same.
Yep.
This is an awesome
All those
question.
guys came from bass clubs. That's
Correct.
That's why
Yep.
it keeps carrying. This is from Ronald Essman, and this is a great question. Ben, what does it cost you on average to fish each Elite Series event? That's what is it? 10K for the entry fee?
5K.
I'm sorry, 5K. My bad. 5K. So
it's
let's
five.
take the
I think
entry
it's
fee
5.
out. What does
Yep.
it cost you? Travel, let's say, on an average. Travel,
Well,
gas, bait, everything.
I'm not bragging when I say this, but we definitely don't do things as cheap as we could do them because it's really important to me to have my family with me. And so like we will stop at an Airbnb on the way in. Usually it's somewhere like, I don't know how far I'm going to make it that night, the first day going into somewhere. And so sometimes, you're picking an Airbnb at 10 o'clock at night and you have to spend $300 to stay somewhere for a night. It sucks with all their shitty fees. Man, that's a tough question though. Without entry fees for a week, it's usually like $1,500 for Airbnb. I would say I use at least a half tank of gas every single day of practice in the tournament, if not more, whatever that equals out to with a 60-gallon tank. And I usually will order at the event, I'll usually order $200 worth of tackle or buy in a store, I would say. And I usually drink at least 6 beers a day. Good beers. And
$20 6-pack. Yeah.
Correct. And we'll buy breakfast sandwiches, or Becky will make me something, but we'll get the groceries. Shit, man, I don't even know what that equals out to. I don't even think I want to know. The answer is I do not want to know how much I spend each event. I'd say it's easily on top of the entry fee. It's easily in the $2,500 to $3,500 mark, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Per derb.
Yeah.
That's
I would say safely that's what it is with gas.
3K.
Yeah.
Times 9.
Yep.
Yeah.
Plus entry fees.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It's a rich man's sport. Hey, this is a good one. Justin Tritt. He says,
my man.
Justin Tritt says, how much money would it take for Benny to fish in pigtails? Fish a derb in pigtails.
Oh man, I would say definitely $0.
$0 for pigtails.
Yep. $0. Yep.
Okay. Well, you heard that. And then dedicate that event to Justin, please.
Got it. Yep. Event sponsored by Justin Tritt.
Yeah, the pigtail event.
Justin's been our camera boat for several tournaments. He's the man.
Yeah, yeah. So he knows you. He knows you'd do it. He knows you 100% would do it. Can you fish while taking a leak? This is from Kyle McCann.
Oh,
we saw Jordan Leakin do it.
Yeah, I think you can't make the Elite Series without peeing while fishing.
That's one of the hidden talents that a lot of anglers don't talk about. Like
it is every second counts, and it's almost like it's for fun at that point. You're like, well, I'm not gonna not make a cast while I'm throwing a whiz.
Pick one angler to get in the boat with. Who's that angler you haven't fished with that you want to get in the boat with?
Anyone or Elite Series?
It says one angler. I don't know. That's what John Cull said.
Do they have to be alive?
No. But it's going to be hard to get them. It's going to be a lot of work.
It'd be a problem.
They're not alive.
Someone that I've been talking about with getting the boat for a long time, I'd probably say Zona.
With Z.
Yeah.
That'd just be a good time. Be a dang good time, wouldn't it?
It's just, cliche for our conversations. But me and Zona have been talking about fishing together for a lot of years.
You need to do it. You need to do
it.
This is from Larry Hernatall. And he says, but this is an incorrect question, but he says, who has the best mullet? Seth Fighter or Matt Robertson? But let's just clear this up. Fighter doesn't have a mullet. He just pulls it over the ears. Fighter's got the one length.
He's got the hockey hair.
Yeah, he's got that deal going, northern smallmouth hair. But it's not. Matt is the only mullet in Bassin that I know of. Is that right, or is there another mullet
on the Elite Series? Yeah, for
Elite,
sure. Yeah.
So Matt has the best mullet because Seth don't have one.
I guess Matt wins something.
Yeah, Matt wins something.
Damn it!
You guys got to have a hair off.
I'll shave the top for you.
Yeah, a skullet. Yeah, Zona did that to Fighter before. He did give him a skullet.
The old
he did.
I promised Andy we wouldn't go super long tonight. Last week it was like super long.
That was a marathon.
Yeah, with Swindle and.
Have we gone long?
It's time flies when you're having fun.
I said less F-bombs probably anyway.
Show.
Yeah, so we got to give stuff away too.
Okay.
Is what we got to do. So we're giving away Waterland sunglasses. We're giving away, which I love the Waterland sunglasses, Benny. Seriously, I like. A lot of times there's a million sunglass companies out there, and honestly, I've been through a bunch of them, and I say it before a million times. Waterland don't hurt my eyes. These other glasses, like as you get older and your eyes get tired, the Waterland don't hurt. I like.
No, I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, for real. It keeps me in shades. But I told Zach there's a specific lens that we need, Ben. Now we have the clear one, right?
Yeah.
But we need that yellow one. That yellow, just all yellow for riding. I know we got the yellowed mirror and everything, but just a flat out yellow. So you can wear them like to the grocery store.
Like the shooter glasses.
Yeah, like a shooter glass. I can wear them to the grocery store.
Yeah.
I like that.
In Walmart. Stuff like that. And Dollar General.
And the Dollar Tree.
In the Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right, let's give away a pair of Waterland sunglasses. Compliments with the good people over at Waterland. Ben, do you have the winner for that?
I do not.
Oh, you don't? Do I? I don't know what the hell's going on.
Come on, Ginge. Oh, here we go. I got one.
Okay.
I got him.
He's doing it.
The winner is Drew Crawford.
Drew Crawford.
Sunglasses, but yeah, you did. Direct message JRU Show Fantasy on the Straightcast Facebook page.
He said that.
Gonna be throwing shade.
Gosh, he's gonna throw shade. He won. All right. Now let's give away. What are you gonna give away, Ben? You got to give something away.
I just got a box of prototype baits, something that I've been working on for a couple of years. There's like 4 different baits that people haven't seen before yet. I think it would only be fair. I'm putting out a video actually tomorrow night using one of them. It would only be fair to give them away to somebody here. So
okay. Ben Milliken giving away 4 prototype baits. By the way, are you really moving 23 hours away?
Oh no, that was how far we drove. Yeah, I'm moving like more hours away than that. Somewhere there's not people, I think, is where I'm gonna move.
Let me know. I want to go too.
I'm in Delaware.
Ginge, send me that name again. I already lost it. I
was
feel
talking.
like if
Sorry, Gingy.
Yeah, you wrecked everything, Pat. It's okay.
This is the Ben Milliken prototype package.
It is Chris Campbell.
Chris Campbell, you're the winner. Hell yeah, that's a cool prize.
Yeah.
I'll make sure it's
Out of account.
pretty special.
Yeah, direct message J.R. Ewing at the Stray Cast.
It's funny. Me and Chris Campbell have the same address. So
you do?
Right. Yep.
Isn't it ironic, don't you think?
Isn't that weird?
Yep.
All right, and you want to give away some Tin Cup, Ben, while you're on there? I know you've sampled a little Tin Cup before. Might as well, right? You want to give away some Tin Cup whiskey?
Let's do it.
All right. Who's the winner?
Winner is coming into my text messages any second now.
That's my new prize-winning music.
It is not the Oklahoma shallow water expert, but it is Chris Jones. Maybe it is. Who knows?
Hey, you're Chris Jones, remember? Wow.
Fished the 2021 Classic at Lake Ray Roberts, and I know that because I've been doing a lot of research already. All right, go ahead.
You won, Chris Jones. You won the Tin Cup whiskey box of goodness to your door.
Party in a box.
And finally, last but not least, last but not least, the winner of the 2024 Bass Fishing Hall of Fame. Let's even get the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame class of 2024 to throw something in on this. Who's that? Hey, Andy, can I do that winner? Can I send that one to me?
Yeah,
Bum,
1 second.
bum, 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 bum. Or did you already send it to Benny?
Nope.
Tall and dark and tan and lovely. The girl from Ipanema comes walking in, and I got the answer. Here you go to the questions about. The winner is Alex Butler. Yes, you won the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame. Pow! Not the whole Bass Fishing Hall of Fame, but a prize from the Bass Fishing.
Yeah, he doesn't get the whole
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Magic happens on Stray Cast, and this has been another magical episode. Thanks to Ben Milliken. Ben, you're awesome.
Yeah, man.
I've had a great time with you guys, as always.
Yeah, for real, man. And again, this is one of our favorite times of year because it's like usually throughout the year we're scheduling the winners of the events, and we love that
because the water's cooling down.
Yeah, the water's cool.
Yeah.
That's why we love it too. But no, we pick who we want to talk to. And Benny, we picked you. And thanks for allowing us to pick you and saying, yeah, I'm going to come on this dumb show and talk. So thank you.
I love it, man. You know, I'm a fan of the show, Pat. Listen to all these.
Yeah, and
got a lot of wheel time, so I've been listening about everything. So
I like when you send me comments. Like you'll send me something. That guy said this. This guy said that. Do you believe this, Pat?
4:47 a.m. Just got done with your podcast.
My girlfriend's like, "Who's texting you at 4 a.m? Is it a WYD? Are you up?" No, it's not.
Pretty
it's
much.
Ben Milliken.
Yeah.
Benny, best of luck to you on the 2025 Elite Series. We heard it here first. He's bassing again next year for Mr. Scott. No BS. And again, thank you for being a breath of fresh air to bassing, and thanks for making me believe in YouTube a little. You know what I mean?
Appreciate you guys for giving me the opportunity, man. Always have a good time. Hopefully, I mean, one of these days you're gonna hop on the boat and be able to make a cast, not just record me on the cell phone. Pat, let's make it happen.
We got to do it. We got to go bassing. It's gonna
to.
And you tell tomorrow morning when he gets up, you tell Oz I said hi.
I'll do that.
All right, and Becky too, and the whole fam.
Will do for sure, man.
Peace. Ladies and gentlemen,
see you guys.
Thanks,
Bass Galaxy, that's Ben Milliken. Heck yeah. Yeah. Been another amazing edition of Straight Cast.
That's fun.
I had a great time.
Yeah.
Had a good time.
What's your favorite part?
My favorite part was the part when I said, "Welcome, Bass Galaxy. It's Wednesday night." That part.
That's always your favorite
That's
part.
always the best part.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'd like to thank Omnia Fishing. Don't forget about the premium Pro Eat Presbyora app. OmniaFishing.com. Sims Fishing. We get threaded up with Sims. Bob's Jack Plate. I'm all jacked up. Ghost in the machine.
Get up.
How did you see me?
All 10 inches.
Yeah, jacking your plate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Impulse Lithium, we don't skip a beat. Keeps us going all day. Thank you, Bill and Darlene Weidman, for your support of this show. Power Pole. Power pulling down for pleasure. And power pulling up for fun. Hey, Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey, thanks for your prize tonight. Thanks, Luke Foley and Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey. Berkeley and Abu Garcia.
Absolutely.
Purist of fishing. Thank you for your support of this show. Waterland Sunglasses, thanks for the prize. Bass Fishing Hall of Fame. That's tomorrow. Check it out live on their YouTube page. And also remember the online auction, bassfishinghof.com.
Congratulations, Mark Zona.
Yeah, congratulations, Mark Zona and Skeet Reese. And I can't wait to see Davy and Skeet dance tomorrow. It's going to be something.
Oh, man.
Hey, I'm Pat Renwick. I bid you peace. Peace, I bid you. That's Ryan Popcorn Whitaker. And this, of course, has been an Andrew Ellenberger Ginger Ninja production. See you next week.
As you climb, feel your breath turn to fire. A man waits at the top to inspire. Now hear this. Yeah, yeah.